All
I'll
right.
still be on the phone. I just won't be on the tabletop.
Yep. We'll jump that bridge if it comes up. We are live and recording. Welcome, my friends, and welcome back to the Krieg Dominion. I am Omar Krieg, your Lord and Commander of the Krieg Dominion, and the host for this, our first episode of the Expanse RPG one-shot with Luke. Clever name for show, stream, episode thingy, insert here. That I'll probably never come up with. With me, of course, are my usual suspects, and one new suspect added to the pool of possible people. I don't know what I'm talking about. I never do. I don't have notes. That's why I'm rambling. This is how it works. So let's check in with everybody. We'll start with the new guy. On Discord, he goes by Austin. Austin is a real-world friend of Rhodance, who Rhodance hooked and craned into the show because we wanted another player or something like that. I believe there may or may not have been food-motivated bribery involved. I'm not sure. I don't know how this works. So, Austin, why don't you tell us how it works?
Met playing D&D, and she said y'all were starting a new TTRPG, and I said, hey, I want in.
All
Nice
right.
and simple.
Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. Also, that sounds very much like Rhodance. Hey, we're doing a thing. You want in?
Yep.
Speaking of Rhodance, what's new and exciting for you? And I don't know. I was gonna say something like,
Yeah, I have a finite number of people I know who will actually be up at 10 o'clock at night in real life, and Ulster's basically the only one.
That's fair.
So it is what it is.
Well, listen, this is the
My hardcovers of the books showed up. I'm very pleased.
Yes. Oh,
Literally, they dropped on my front porch this afternoon with my mail delivery. So it was good timing.
I just have to point out once again, the Mars Congressional Republic logo is incorrect.
So let me point out there's this very, very lovely note in the there's a section called spoiler warnings, noting that the RPG is set between the first and second book of the novels.
Yeah. Oh, come on, Kitty, get off my table.
Yeah,
So-
if someone in the audience doesn't want spoilers, this is probably not a great place to start.
No, this is not where you start your Expanse journey. You come here when you're like, oh, there's a role-playing game? How's that work?
Same as any other. You get a
Please
group of people
dive
together
into-
and they pretend to roll dice.
Yeah. Please, if you're here to figure out more about the universe and everything, by all means, get into the books, get into the TV show, get into the Wikipedia, all that stuff. It's a wonderful thing. I absolutely love the
Okay, if
gritty
we're having show and
sci-fi.
tell, I also had the first novel sitting here.
Yeah, Leviathan Waste. It's a great book. It's a great book. And the TV show does, at least based on that one book. 'cause I
The
haven't-
paper copy, man.
Yeah.
Why?
Why not?
It's gonna take me a while to get through that because I read it like a chapter or two at a time.
I will say, from what I had read of that book, which I've read that book is what I mean. I haven't read the others. I read that book, and I've watched the entire show, and season 1 follows that book pretty darn close. Although, of course, there's things that are added or removed based on, the medium in which the story is told. So, but generally speaking, it follows the book really well.
The subsequent seasons followed the rest of the books very well.
Yeah, I've heard as much. I can't say it for my own because I haven't read those books. Unfortunately, me and reading has fallen off. I used to read a lot, and not so much anymore. Kain, what do you got for us that's new and exciting and all the other things?
I haven't read the books. I've seen the show. Loved it. It's great. I really enjoyed this rule book, although I'm not going to remember any of the fucking rules because I haven't played. So, have fun with that.
Well, unless I'm mistaken, this is our first time in this game for all 5 of us. So this will be an interesting jaunt into the game. But I'm excited just because, one, it's the Expanse. The rules seem pretty straightforward from what I've read. And it's the Expanse. Did I mention that?
Yeah, that's Luke... also as a fun note, my character was entirely made randomly.
Yeah.
So was mine.
Mine was, I was thinking about that. I actually did follow pretty darn close to the, let's just see what the dice say. The only thing is because I really wanted to play the pilot, I chose that was like my one hard
Yeah, you
choice
switch
as
some of the
opposed.
stats just to kind of like make it work, right?
No, well, no, because like I switched stats because like the book said I can one time, the one
Yeah.
swap, and I did it, and it just magically worked out. And actually, it was more to fit the character concept of a big gym bro, and that had a communications deficiency, for lack of a better way to explain, which we'll get
Or
into
yeah,
when we see him on screen.
yeah.
Uh, and I mean that was
Ooh.
the only swap I made, and it was more for that than it was for the piloting. The piloting just happened to work out because it being a dexterity skill, and dexterity I rolled a pretty decent number on. So
So having 4 people roll completely random characters, and I'm so happy none of them are from the belt.
why?
Um,
What do you got? What you got against the Pelta?
well, okay. First of all, I had to lasso all of you together somehow, and after several iterations and someone literally backhanding me, being like, "No, just do it again," I was like, "Okay." So this is all like last minute I've done like in the last 24 hours, and I
Who
think I did pretty
backhanded
good.
you? I want to know who backhanded you.
Someone who knows how to backhand me.
Oh well, I can't help you on that one, brother.
No, he won gold medal at silver medal actually at the Montreal Swordmeisters. So I mean, he knows how to fight.
Okay. All right. Well,
So
speaking of
regardless,
fighting, Luke, it's your turn. So why don't you say whatever you're going to say? Tell us what you are going to tell us, and then when you're ready,
we can begin.
off we
So
go.
what's
Here comes the
new and
juice.
exciting? Nice. So what's new and exciting? Well, the Expanse. We're here. We're doing it. We're finally getting together and getting this whole project up and running for a one shot. I'm super pumped. I know very little about the Expanse from memory at this point. I've read the first 3 or 4 books. I have them on my shelf. But as far as the setting is concerned, I really love it, and I hope that I do it justice in this one shot. The name of the one shot is called Burn After Reading.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Wonder. Let me
so
see. Can I edit? Oh, I can edit my. Nah, I'll edit later. Go ahead.
all right. So we're gonna go into what is let's see here the notes. Everyone see the tabletop simulator, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so we've got green, purple, red, and orange-ish. Perfect. And a board that's upside down.
Yes.
So, office interior, Chicago, Earth, Jana. Looking at your console, you're having a great, boring day, and you decide to look at your cellular device. Old, used, and long since rooted to be a secure device, you find yourself looking at your RSS feed and bots scraping the news networks and anything interesting. What
Mhm.
would you like to know?
Well, I would like to know if there has been any news regarding my project that we're working on here. Um, seeing as we are all currently working for, if I remember correctly, Ford.
Yes, I'm getting into that in a second. So
Mhm.
you're gonna check. As far as the news and everything's concerned, very little information is about it, but there is some talk about a new like social development program that's being put into place.
Mhm.
They're excited that Mars might try something, and it's very little news really, because it's whatever. Um,
Do I have
and
word of any of like the
the project itself.
hacker community making any waves about the Mars idea?
No, nothing there. Mostly just like OPA stuff. Uh,
Mhm.
nothing super important yet.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the next character. Nodens, office exterior, 20 meters from Jana, also Earth. Chatting with some coworkers on a terrace in the midday sun, checking your phone for the time, a few messages, rate your experience for tomato pizza. It's about half afternoon. The CFO approaches, looking at you sternly. Dreading this conversation, you put it away. He says, Kuchulain? How do you say your name, by the way?
Cuculan.
Cuculan. Why did I get that wrong the second day in a row?
Mm.
I don't know. Either way. Cuculan, we need to talk, says the smart man looking in front of you, Jeffrey Cornell, the chief financial officer of Ford's NASCAR research division. Is the prototype ready? We are leaving for Mars and it needs to impress. What would you like to say?
Everything but last minute tweaks that must be done on site. It's ready to roll and it's been tested here. I've driven it myself.
Nice, nice. So it's ready for the Mars environment and everything else. It might actually be able to hold up to the lower gravity so that, the tumbling and all that stuff.
A little bit of bouncing, but that can be fun.
Okay, okay. Bouncing's kind of good, I guess. Um, do you want to know where you're going, anything like that?
Uh, I'm assuming I already have all that in a brief, but I will ask for clarity. When do we leave? Where do we land? And how many people am I going to have on the ground to help?
Yeah, so you're leaving in the next few hours. Okay, so that's why we're a little bit on the schedule right now. But you're leaving for Mars for Londra's Nova or New London to finalize the deal with the investors. The crew is going to consist of you, our engineer and spokesperson, and Jana Rizel, the assistant and security to your plan. The investors are a mix of military and social development agencies. Do you want to probe?
I would like to a little bit just to get a better feel of what exactly he's hoping to get from the military side of this.
Okay. Um, can you roll your 3 dice and tell me what you get for a current affairs roll?
Current affairs is an intelligence roll.
Yeah, I've got it. Just trying
Oh,
to get these
cool.
dice to roll.
Yeah, you can select all three of them together and then right click and hit roll.
I
Yeah.
did not know that. Okay.
If you,
Yeah.
So
if you
It's like a
drag,
drag drop selection.
yeah, if
it's
you drag a
13 plus 2.
13 plus 2. Let
Yes.
me see here. Okay, perfect. Did you get any stunts in that? Do you know how to check for stunts?
I do not.
What is it?
No,
Doubles
okay.
and then
That
whatever the number on the drama
red
die?
dice.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. So
No doubles.
you convinced Jeffrey that it is ready, and all that stuff. So there is weird chatter about this being a superfluous attempt at pacifying. And I don't know what that means, but it's gonna be a whole problem, I guess, down the road.
Yeah. I do at this point warn him like, hey, we've not tested the chassis under a military load yet in the low gravity. Just be aware.
Okay. Well, I think we can worry about that next time or later. Oh my god. All right, I am going to go that way. You have a great day. There will be a taxi downstairs for you to bring you to the landing site. The pilot should be approaching pretty soon.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. And then we go a little bit while backwards in time because I didn't actually write this properly, but in the Marine Corps office, Londres Nova Mars. Captain Tomasso Russo on the scene. Walking up to the office of Major William Bill Wilkinson, Bill attempts to put the order to his papers on the desk. Captain Russo, I expect you have been briefed. You'll be taking civilian cargo ship to Earth. You requested an old friend of yours to be the pilot. I hope that works out for you in your favor. Once in Chicago, they will load up the representatives in the prototype. Your official job is to be their liaison, but you will watch and make sure that nothing's strange with the project. There will be meeting with the Social Development Council here.
can do. Easy enough. Sure thing.
Yeah.
Have we put together a threat assessment for this op?
Threat assessment. There doesn't seem to be any external threats. However, internally, we do have one person that seems to be on their detail, this Jana person. Self-taught security expert, could be a problem. We just want to make sure that you can keep an eye on that. If you can ask around some questions and maybe check the prototype to see if anything's funny about it.
Okay, sure. Unless there's anything else I need to know, I'll just I'll pull up dossiers on on the
Okay.
prototype.
So as far
crew.
as the briefing's concerned, you do see that he probably worries about foul play of some sort.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
And then final scene in the intro. Interior of the what is the name of your ship, by the way, Omar?
You want me to come up with the name of this ship? All right, so it's a cargo.
I already
ship.
have a name.
I
already
honestly
have a
I
name,
don't.
but-
I think I meant to think of one and I didn't. So I'm just gonna come up with a random cargo ship name generator. And
Yeah,
by me
'cause,
saying it slow, it's obvious that I was typing that while I said that.
Yeah. So you've got 10 seconds, or else I'm gonna blurt up the name that I have.
I mean, okay, no worries. Sci-fi starship. Let's see, it's generating.
Stretching.
It's generating. What? No, why? What? No, get out of here. Just that's so fucking stupid. Okay. No. Oh my God. No, I feel like I'm under so much pressure right now.
Yeah. All right. So I have it under the.
You know,
the
I could just go.
CS.
Hold on. Let me think. Oh,
Yep.
I closed my browser. And you know what I should have done? Hold on. Hang on. I got an idea. Okay.
Okay, as long as it's not Saturday the 14th, you're fine.
Oh, it won't be. Sunday the 15th.
Sunday the
That's what it's gonna be now.
We got to keep the tradition alive.
No,
Sunday
I'm
the
actually no.
15th it is.
I'm gonna grab real names, and I'm gonna kind of click on some random. Let's see, Mars, Westernish. Ooh, biblical names. Yes, perfect. No,
Yeah.
not perfect.
Now.
You
Yeah,
I
so
think
you're
you've
a
lost your
history buff.
chance, man.
No, I'm not
Yeah, I
done. I'm
think-
not
I think
done.
you
Hold on,
lost.
I'm not done. I'm not done. Ooh,
All right.
Afghans. The Xander Schultz.
The Xander Schultz. The
Yep.
CS
I'm gonna drop it in
Xander
Discord
Schultz.
for you. There you go.
Clearly, the outside of this ship has several names crossed out and repainted over and over again. It's just like that really off-color white square with black text on the outside
Yeah.
because he
yeah.
can't make up his mind.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
got the equivalent of whiteout on it. All right.
Yeah, like you would see on a
Starship
wall that
Gray.
gets a lot of graffiti.
So is
Starship
this?
Gray.
Yeah. Is this my ship? Like I don't own it.
This-
I just fly it for a company, right?
Right.
Okay.
But I wanted to give you the option to like name
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. No, actually, I kind of like
Yeah.
the name Xander Schultz. I totally just grabbed a
It's
random
not bad.
real person name, and because it's a merchant ship, so it's probably gonna have some person's name, and maybe somebody somewhere in the last 300 years named Xander Schultz was actually kind of important.
Maybe I'll fit him in.
Yeah, why not?
Okay,
He'll be a
so
card.
Xander
He'll be a famous card
Schultz.
player that died in a barroom brawl on Mars.
Don't give me too many ideas.
God damn, that was dark.
All right, so James and Russo, interior of the CS Xander Schultz, transit Mars to Earth.
Oh, good. I don't have to speak with autism because the only person that truly understands me and I can open myself. Never mind. I'm gonna shut up now. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you guys can chit chat and catch up a little bit about what your plan is for going to Earth. James, you are carrying cargo on the way to Earth,
Okay.
so this isn't just a wasted trip.
Yeah. Do I
Um,
know what cargo I'm carrying, or can I just assume that either I've not been told, or I can assume in character that's probably just, random trade supply type bullshit?
Yeah, it's mostly just like closed in boxes, vacuum sealed.
Okay.
They put them on your thing. You get a bond on it, and then that's it.
Yeah. So I'm literally hauling boxes, contents unknown. So customs will
Yeah.
be fun. Okay. But I have
Yeah,
all the
customs
paperwork.
is fine.
I'll have
Yeah.
all the paperwork. It's just customs is going to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
It always
but
is.
it's all been accounted for, so
Yeah.
it should be fine.
In fact, I think that's what the nature of this conversation is, because I feel like, hey, shit, what's your name?
Tomasso.
Tomasso. By the way, he's calling you Tommy.
I figure. Yeah.
Tommy, the we're about to start orbital entry. I really hope you have all the paperwork for the manifest, the cargo, because it's just boxes of stuff. I don't even know what it is.
This stuff
Yeah, the stuff in those boxes on the back of the ship.
out of character. Did I? Is that part of my charter? That's a separate contract, right?
That is a separate contract. You can play that off as much as you want.
Okay, so you know what's even better?
James
James is fucking with you. He's totally
James
putting
buddy.
it on you just to see how you.
That's not my shit.
What? They told me it was your shit.
Well, then somebody
Magnetic boots.
blew smoke up your ass.
Magnetic boots just like click in place, turn, pivot, storm off irritatedly mockingly or faux irritatedly as he's like, Jesus Christ, Martian bureaucrats, Earth bureaucrats all say made in China. That's a really, really bad joke for space.
Oh, sure. Bureaucracy
Made
is
in
such a
space
pain in
China.
your ass, masters.
Thurston.
Alright, so several hours later, the Xander Schultz makes its way into Earth orbit. If you guys want to know how long it actually takes to do it, it's about 48 hours at 1G and 60 hours at 0.3.
Oh, we're probably going
would
at
Not
like
very
to-
far.
I would like to make
Yeah.
a quick thing. Because
Yeah.
there is a suspicion of potential foul play for the prototype, I would have
Yep.
checked a concealable pistol out of the armory.
James, of
That
course,
is
has
very
his
important to
pistol.
have. Yeah.
James has his pistol. It's in his locker, in his room, his little sleep area that's been turned into a gym.
Okay. So here is the part where I do this next part, which is ship lands on the outside of Chicago, Illinois. All party members can now mingle as the things are being loaded onto the ship after the long-awaited bullshit on the ship has already been offloaded.
Oh, so we've sat through customs.
Yeah, you guys have sat through customs. It was kind of sucky, maybe a couple hours, but not actually that long. And the bureaucracy went well. But now the
No thanks to
prototype
Tommy,
is
I'm
being
sure.
loaded.
I didn't help.
And,
That's your problem, friend.
And Nodens and Jana are now waiting to board.
I am in I'm on the
Hey.
flight deck, wherever that might be. I'm going through like pre-flight checks, making sure that everything's been like all the fuel and water and all that stuff's been topped off, and then somebody has to figure out like, is the cargo getting loaded? Because I'm the pilot.
Hey, James.
Oh, I guarantee you, the Nodens is not letting this prototype out of his sight until it is secured with maglocks.
Nice.
James.
Yes.
You've
Tommy, yes.
You've flown to Earth before, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
He-
I could tell it's Earth. It's heavy here.
Yeah. Have you been outside?
I have not touched grass. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, you don't want to.
I don't.
Unless
No, I don't like the grass
Okay.
here. It's weird.
We're
I
gonna
don't
bring
think they
so
even
much
have grass.
pollen on his ship.
I'll go.
Oh my god.
What a great time of year to make that pollen comment.
No, we go
I'll
through
do-
decontamination.
I know.
I made
I-
sure all the I's are dotted
know-
and all the T's are crossed.
I'll do you this solid, and he just like reaches out and pats you on the chest. Like, I'll do you this solid, and I'll go touch the grass and talk to the Earthers.
Yeah, do that. And I look down at your hand. I'm like, please don't do that. Please, no touchy.
Oh, I know.
And he
So-
says now Tommy knows this. I'm sure he's like, James has this like, because listen, I don't know how to play an autistic person or someone on the spectrum, but James is on the spectrum, and I'm trying to portray some elements of that, and hopefully not do a horrible rendition. But he's just like, no, please don't touch me. But he usually comes out, especially between these two, as no touchy.
I can empathize
Alright,
with that,
I'll-
honestly.
I'll take care of it.
Okay.
Just,
I'm gonna,
I'll let him know you're
everyone-
busy doing some other shit, and I'll go outside and go get him.
yeah, and then I'm just
Yeah,
gonna.
so everyone point attention to the map that I've just presented.
Mm-hmm.
This is the map of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my room?
Yeah, pretty simple.
Where's my gym?
So these are 4 rooms here.
Okay.
So that means that you can all 4 of you sleep in a normal area. Food area here, medical bay here,
That's my gym room.
engine, medical bay.
Oh, let me
that's it
flip
right
this
there?
over.
Okay.
There we go. So, for the viewers, where the orange hand and token is, that's the gym. Purple is
is the
who's
gym.
purple? Rhodance is going to take
I
that when
am.
she comes on. This is our common area. And I imagine is that the flight
That's
deck?
operations and that's flight deck.
Oh, that's flight deck. Okay. So,
So,
flight deck is above
you'll
operations.
So you'll
Like one
notice
level up?
a stairway going up and down from
I see it, yeah.
flight deck to operation, and then the hole in the middle is the ladder going down
I see. Okay. Gotcha.
all
Okay.
the levels. And this is like a top-down view of the ship,
Oh, that's
or,
just
like,
the
side view of its kind of arrangement.
okay, the side view. Gotcha. Okay. And then what's this level? Is that like cargo or something or?
This is cargo, yeah. So these are airlocks. This is where you would have gotten in, and then the stuff would have been loaded in.
Okay.
And
Alright.
so on and so forth.
Okay.
Now, are these supposed to be like 5-foot squares?
There is no squares in the age system. That is a
I
relic
just
of the
meant for like
past.
set size reference.
Yeah,
It's probably. I mean,
like
just
3.5 to 5, yeah.
yeah, like
Okay.
a few feet per square. Not many,
Yeah,
obviously,
not
because
like
ships are going to
shoulder
be built
running,
like
but
these ships are going to be built like as far as space is a premium on a ship,
Yes.
so you're not going to have a lot of open space without a reason for it.
No. I was just trying to figure out how big this prototype is that the military's looking at.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
I'm thinking it's like 25 feet long if it's going to be doing stuff on Mars and being looked at for the military.
Yeah.
it's gonna be mostly a land vehicle that should be able to go in there on like either parts or
Yeah.
as a whole box, and then that'd be it.
No,
Okay.
yeah, it's one giant crate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it should fit
yeah.
in there. I don't. We're gonna magic it in there.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna sci-fi tech it in there. What you meant to say?
But yeah,
Yeah.
I'll leave the ship to go greet the engineer and the support staff for this prototype.
And I'll just be talking to Greta. Greta
Ah.
is the name he's given the ship, by the way. The computer.
The AI.
Yeah, the AI.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Mhm.
At least
Mhm.
it's not Siri.
No. But thankfully my phone's not plugged in, so if I say Siri, my phone's not gonna be like, what?
Yeah, it's like people who say like the Google thing,
Hey,
and then
Google?
say like, yeah, but like
I wonder how many phones I'm gonna perk up with that.
I know my phone actually like kind of like clicked in, and I was like, oh no, and it's just
Yeah,
from
I have
this
that turned off
distance.
on my Android, so I don't have to deal with that.
I don't know
But
how
in
to
any
turn it
case,
off.
I
Yeah,
will be
whatever.
standing outside with my tablet, double checking cameras and all the paperwork and everything. So like I even have like the extra print offs for like the customs and the forms and everything for us to
Yeah,
take this type of stuff, R&D stuff off planet.
and you can describe your characters, what they're doing, that kind of thing. So what they look like, because I know some of you
Um,
have particular features.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
I have a brief character description. So my character is short and solidly built. She's has olive skin, blue eyes, wavy rainbow dyed hair, and you could probably see the very top of the back of her shirt. She has a large scar that runs down her back.
Hmm.
She's wearing like a polo and khaki and like dress shoes right now.
Okay.
James, when you do see him, because you won't see him for a little bit yet, because he's up on the flight deck and purposely avoiding other people. But he will know it's him because he has this broad-shouldered, big pecs, super close, high and tight, and some like ridiculously piercing ice blue eyes. And then like he's got the darty eyes, so it's like he's always looking around because there's in his mind like there's a lot of information coming in, and he's actively processing it all. So he hardly ever holds actual eye contact, but he'll be engaged, usually, mostly, in the conversation with you when he does. Otherwise, he's just this big, massive freaking dude, like 6 foot, probably 18 feet wide. No, that's too much, but you get the idea.
So
The look on Kane's face when I
6'3".
say that.
So Nodens is like 6'3", $185. Like he's tall and lean, but even like in his office blues dress, even his rolled up cuffs have grease stains on them from double checking this prototype one last time. Like scars on his knuckles, scars on his shoes. Definitely wears the cowboy boots with the forward hat.
Hmm.
Might
Do
be a
you
high
have
up
the
in the southern
sunglasses on top of your hat too? Even though we're going into space?
Nah, that's in the polo.
Oh, okay,
In the
gotcha.
polo with the aviators.
Aviators,
But
even
like
better.
like that, rolled up cuffs, clean chinos, but definitely scuffed up cowboy boots, and he's got a little bit of oil stain on him. But other than that, no visible scars while he's got his shirt on, and you can tell he's got a love for this prototype and a love of driving because he goes over this thing immaculately as it's being loaded.
You've got like a solid clean rag that is constantly wiping something off of it, even if it's not actually there.
Wait, not
The couple of
obsessive, but
the
like
couple of dudes loading and unloading this giant crate, he has the death glare on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I meant to
Like,
point
like I
out
said,
too
not
that. Oh,
obsessive,
sorry.
but just spent like however many years of his life making sure this is perfect for this contract.
Yeah.
He's not. So go ahead.
I was gonna say I meant to mention too that like, when you do see him, especially on the ship, he's gonna be wearing like your normal, probably like some sort of obviously corporate, some sort of corporate coveralls, but he'll have like open and then folded down and tied around his waist, and then just a stupid skin tight black t-shirt.
Put it through the dryer, make it just medium.
Like with his chest and shoulders, everything's a medium.
Medium. And
Tomasso
Tomasso.
he's one of those people that looks ethnically ambiguous, but maybe leaning slightly towards more Italian looking, and otherwise looks super generic and forgettable. He's not
Is he wearing
particularly
military dress or city clothes?
he's not particularly tall, he's not particularly short, he's not a big dude, he's not a notably skinny dude. He's definitely there in like jeans, a t-shirt, and a leather jacket.
So does he happen
Some
to have
variety
a
of
blood
brown with
red
brown.
handprint on the side of his face that looks kind of like a scar or a birthmark by chance?
No, he doesn't.
So okay, so he doesn't have the unremarkable trait taken off because he got this.
No.
I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, when he hits the bottom, he's I mean, he looks to see who all is there. How many people showed up for this ride? 3 people?
2 people.
2
Yeah,
people.
just us and the loaders.
Okay.
And the
Yeah,
loaders
and
aren't
then the
coming.
loaders will be leaving as there's only room for 4 people on the ship.
Okay. I don't think I think it'll be notable for Jana that Tomasso does not act like he already knows you. He just sort of like reaches out a hand for each of you and says, "I'm Tomasso. Nice to meet you."
So
So
for reference, you guys don't know each other though. But oh yeah, okay, yeah.
I mean, so the thing that we did about
The
our
scouting
past.
and stuff. Yeah, I know. Only information in this session is available.
Okay, so we don't actually know each other.
okay.
I will delete
Am
that so I
I
don't get confused.
would I
Sorry.
know ahead of time what my contact for the ships were supposed to be?
Yeah. Can you do a tech roll for challenge?
Okay, let me roll. Stop touching my dice. Come on now.
Me, I'm sorry.
6, 7, 8, 9, and then my technology, I have 9,
Focus.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14 total.
Okay.
Because I have
Um,
intelligence 3 and tech focus.
Yeah. So you would have looked through all the documents that are necessary, and you would have found anything that you could find through all the information of your scraping. That you were supposed to get a military liaison, and what is in front of you is not necessarily a military liaison.
Do I know who my liaison's name is supposed to be? Because I would turn around and greet him with his appropriate military rank if I did know that, is what I'm getting to.
Yeah, you would know it was Tomasso.
Mhm.
You wouldn't know what rank he was or what division, just that he's a military liaison.
Well, yeah, I would agree. I would say like, yes, it was nice to meet you, Tomasso. I hear you are our military liaison.
I am. And
Are you drawing?
you are tech and security, right?
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. And he'll hold his hand out again.
I grin as I shake your hand.
Still
And
haven't
then I
noticed
hand
you're
you all
there.
the paperwork.
I take it you're the engineer then.
Oh, what? Sure. Who are you?
I'm your liaison.
Oh, you're the spook. Okay. Don't open until we get there, please.
I mean, I'm part of acquisitions and supply.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
And
Goes
your
back
name?
to inspecting the load. Nodens.
Your name, sir?
Nodens.
Nodens. Okay. The pilots getting the ship ready to take off figured everybody would be interested in wasting no time, but you'll be able to find them above decks once everything's loaded and we're ready to take off.
Very well. Thank you.
I think at about that point, Thurston will just kind of like poke his head down, like he'll come down the ladder like halfway, look, he'll see the people, he'll wave, kind of, and then go back up. He'll just stay up there.
Yeah,
If
he
you-
doesn't want to have any involvement with the outside, clearly.
If you-
Not as a Martian, no.
If you do have a problem and you need to talk to him, his name is James. But otherwise, feel free to ask me any questions you might have. James is a pretty busy dude. He's undercrewed, so.
All right, so everything is loaded up, and the takeoff happens.
I love how he's like he's undercrewed, so he's really busy. And meanwhile, what he's really doing is he's just up in the flight deck, talking with Greta, typing, inputting commands to make sure everything's done. You know, getting ready to decouple power lines and APUs and all that shit.
I've got my bros back. I was like, hey, you know his name, but he's too busy, so you can ask me your questions. Like,
So you said it's time for takeoff?
So everything is loaded up, and you guys are ready for takeoff.
I'm going to shout. No, I won't shout. He's not a shouter. He's going to he'll come across
The
on the PA.
intercom?
Yeah, the intercom or whatever, and be like, God, what would he say? We're about to take off. You're gonna want to seatbelt and just sit tight and yeah, here we go.
Okay. So operations would be the best place to be.
For them, I'm gonna be up on my flight deck.
Yeah. All right.
When the ship's in motion, he's not leaving the flight deck except to go to the gym.
So,
is there on the way here? Was there more than one seat up on the flight deck?
There's 4 seats.
Well, not in operations, but on the flight deck.
2 seats.
Oh, I'm gonna head up to the flight deck.
You're gonna get a cold eye from him for about 4 seconds, and then he's gonna go back to talking to Greta. By talking, I mean typing.
Yeah, like I'll sit down and as I'm like clipping in, I'll say, I told them that you were really busy, and if they had any questions, they could ask me.
Yeah. Tower clearance. Can we go now? Request clearance departure.
You're already here. Get out there.
And at that point, I don't even say anything. It's just completely unceremoniously. I'm gonna press the big red execute button, and the ship is just gonna, at like, I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be just like any other rocket launch from the surface of Earth. It's gonna be a lot of rattling and G's and everything, and we're just gonna rock it up, and then ultimately we're gonna go into space. And then at that point, I'm just gonna look over at Tomasso, and be like, Tom, are we doing direct ascent to Mars, or are we doing Homan? Like, are we gonna have a parking orbit? How do you want to do this?
If you run into any sort of holding patterns, let me know and I'll make them go away.
Okay, so go for direct. Okay, yeah,
just go for a direct approach.
Okay, and I'm gonna show my nerd a little bit here. Not necessarily anybody here. Effectively, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight up into space, and then at the earliest opportunity, blast off straight for Mars. No Homan transfers, no orbital changes, just going straight there. I mean, it's not going to change anything as far as the timeline. The timeline is still going to be about the same, but, you know.
Yeah, so that's going to be about 48 hours.
Yeah, and then once we're under thrust, I'm just going to...
At 1G or at...
I'm going 1G. We got to
Okay.
go. We want to go
So
fast.
you guys are going to be very uncomfortable then.
No, Martians can go at 1G with no
4.
problem. It's when it goes to about 2G that we start having problems.
James is more uncomfortable than I am.
And if James is uncomfortable, that just means he's getting a workout.
I love that. That's how he sees it. He's just like, gains,
Yeah.
gains.
And that's what, like, so there are 3 things that James does: flies, lifts, eats.
Hmm.
Eat big,
Apparently
lift big.
doesn't sleep.
Yeah, you got it.
Well, you've got time. You got a 48-hour
Yeah.
1G trip. So you
Yeah, I
can
think
walk around, talk around, do what your things. Remember your objectives.
I think once
Hey,
we get to
James.
1G, I'm just gonna put it like, autopilot and whatever, and then I'm gonna be like, Greta, just ping my box if you need me, and I'm gonna go move some iron, and then I'm gonna come down the flight deck, down to ops. I'm gonna stop
So
on the ladder.
We're going to
as
stare at
you're-
you.
Yeah,
as you're
and
on
I'm
your
gonna stare
way
at
to
them.
getting up,
Go ahead.
as
What?
you're getting up to leave,
Yeah.
be like, hey, James, you don't mind if I use your comms, do you?
What? Why do you need to use my comms?
Gotta send a message. Let him know we're on the way.
Okay, well, all right, yeah. Tell mom I said hi. I guess I don't. And he's just gonna go back down the ladder,
Come on.
and then he's gonna stop on the ladder. So he's got like his hands are like this. His legs are mirroring it, and he's gonna look at these two Earthers, and he's just gonna be like, and just go back, keep going down to the next level.
Well, I like how you walk down the stairs, look at us, and then get on the ladder and go away.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, there's a very noticeable shaking his head. He's like, Earthers, ill. He doesn't say that, but he's just like, Earthers, ill. No. And then I'm going back downstairs, and I'm going to go into, like, the crew deck, and I'm going to go right into my room. And all you hear in there is the sounds of metal being moved around.
Yeah, I give Nodens a very distinct look after that. Like, oh my god. What the hell did they...
Martians.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, I'd
As
like
long as
to.
it doesn't wreck us,
what's your
we'll be
message?
fine.
I'd like
what's
to
your
plug
message?
in. I'd like to plug in my encrypted phone and send a message requesting dossiers on Jana and Nodens.
Okay.
I want
I
to see
guess
him
that
spell
doesn't
my
require
last
my
name right.
walkie-talkie. Yeah, I'm terrible at that. Okay, so I guess I don't have to actually use the walkie-talkie voice. Okay, dossier.
I'm trying to put together a threat assessment from the two of them.
Yeah. So as you query the system for threat assessment, as far as threat assessment goes, they're not offenders or anything like that, or anything like violent crime. Doesn't seem like there would be necessarily the type, but then corporate level things can be different.
Could I make like a roll to go through like the data that got pulled on them to see if I can find anything concerning? Because like I asked for their asked for files on them, and then I want to like scroll through and see if I notice anything in there that bothers me.
He should
Okay.
be able to find everything since we're working for a military contract.
Yeah, pretty closely.
So what kind of roll would I make to go through these dossiers?
That really depends on whether or not Nodens and Jana's character are able to answer some random dossier questions.
I mean, I am.
Yeah.
So
I mean, my character passed basic security clearance,
Yeah.
mostly.
And as a security
Mostly
consultant, so
past a basic clearance.
Yeah, I guess
that's the hacker.
Anybody with hacking skills gets a very distinct level of "we don't like you very much," unless you're working for the government directly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess I'm looking at any like family or financial ties to Ford competitors or to like anti-Martian groups.
None of them have any OPA links.
I'd be concerned if they did, since they're from Earth.
Yeah. So anti-Martian groups, I wouldn't be familiar. I don't think they would have anything.
You will see Nodens turn down the chance to work for Chevrolet to work for Ford.
Okay. I don't know your character's board on that.
Yeah, other than that, he's pretty white bread. So anything you want to ask, just ask. I'll answer. As if it was on my dossier.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's no family members who have any like anti-Martian or anti-Ford history, and you haven't received any money from anybody who has the same, that's really all I'm looking for.
Yeah, his family name's always on the watch group, going back to the old original NRA, like the Northern Ireland. But nothing in the last 50 or so years in his family.
Okay. What about Jana?
I'm just imagining. Oh, sorry.
Um,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Jana has a pretty generic-y, like lower middle class family background. Like
Mhm.
they're not on the basic assistance, but by just barely, by a couple generations type of problem. So they're scraping by for the most part, but she hasn't like taken any bribes or done anything like that. She's been on the up and up the entire time. Her ability to hack into things is apparently an innate talent, and it almost got her in trouble as a teenager, but she managed to avoid that. You know, with lots of those public service type punishments.
And no weird financial activity in the names that they may or may not be aware of.
She is no, she is not aware of anything. She definitely has none, and she's not aware of it going on the background. But if he wants to make it a story thing, that because it's entertaining, that is always a possibility.
No, I have another angle. I'm just waiting for like a hint as to what he's going for. All right. Do you make any physical inspections or anything like that with the two people? Do you do anything else?
I would have stayed in the cargo bay during the loading because
Okay.
I don't know any of these workers, these dock workers.
Okay.
And I figure once we're underway, then I want to go back down there.
Okay. Well, you guys
Um,
are underway. It's getting close to like supper time.
I do have
You
one
want to
quick.
eat with them, or yeah?
I do have one quick question or what have you. So, we are a Martian flagged vessel, yes?
Yeah, the transponder is saying Martian at
Okay,
this point.
so and we're picking up Earth goods, but they're earmarked for the Martian government or the Martian military, correct?
Technically they're going for the social development council, as the actual plan is to build raceways on Mars, which
Okay.
is entirely superfluous and probably not a really good Martian waste of money. But there seems to be some good ideas on the tech.
Okay. So I'm saying out of character that
Okay.
maybe Kane's character would be wondering, just making sure that things are on the up and up in that regard. That
Yeah.
we're picking up something and some people from Earth, and we're going back to Mars, and that there is, of course, that history between Earth and Mars of not always being friendly. And while this might be, the intent might be something friendly, that there may always be something coming to get in the way of that. Of course, James is not going to be thinking about any of this. He just
Okay.
wants to go pump some iron and
yeah,
then eat
I
a
mean,
burger.
I'm
That's
trying
the
to
concern.
for the next 2 days. I'm risk assessing these two before we land, so I can decide whether or not I need to watch them or I need to watch other people during this test.
Okay.
So for now, at least, once I finish with my comms, I'll disconnect my encrypted phone from his comms, and I'll. I mean, if it's almost supper time, I'll head down. I'll head down for some supper.
Okay.
James will come out of his quarters / weightlifting center, just drenched, and he'll just like towel off as he's coming out, and he's gonna go and he's gonna get like, I'm gonna make a joke. I'm pretty sure there's no such thing, but basically, a cheeseburger, just add water. You know what I mean? Some sort of
Food
cheeseburger-ish.
replicator burger.
Yeah, some sort of like, and it probably wouldn't even be that because like it's Martian, of course, but it's gonna be
Martians
some
would
sort of
probably
high
do that.
protein.
Yeah.
It's Burger Mac in a pouch.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
It's
mac
your
and
Burger Mac
cheeseburger.
MRE.
Oh,
Your
God.
MRE.
It's a Burger Mac MRE.
Oh, that's actually perfect. He would destroy some chili mac.
As long as it's not the chili tuna, we're good.
Yeah, no, he's going definitely for the chili mac, and he's gonna put a little bit of some flavoring additives into it.
Okay.
His extra protein powder supplement.
Yeah, protein shake,
In my head, he's just like dumping sriracha in his chili mac.
sriracha, and then a little bit, and then like 2 scoops of
Vanilla
Protein
pre-workout.
whey.
Pre-workout. Or in this case, it would be designed for post-workout.
Yeah, your recovery powder.
Yeah, exactly.
God,
Just straight too. There's like no moisture put into it.
it
and you're
smells
watching-
foul.
Oh yeah, it's gonna smell more foul later. But
Yeah.
you walk in and you see Nodens like all of his food is like almost OCD prepped. Everything is the exact
Mm.
same size. The macros are perfectly portioned. Like, and you recognize this since you work out, but everything is perfectly for his body weight.
I
And it,
notice
Some
it
bonding.
because I can't help but notice it, but I don't say anything. I go grab my chili mac pack, my chili pack, I guess,
yep.
and my additive packs, and I start mixing them all up, and I grab some. I probably grab like I don't know, space Gatorade, Spacerade.
The Martian version.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Dusterade, I guess. I don't know. And because I gotta replenish the electrolytes now, and then I'm just gonna like kind of lean back against a console and just kind of eat my food, watching you. In James's head, he's thinking he's putting on some sort of menacing look, but he's totally oblivious to whether or not it's working as he's watching the Earthers.
Okay,
I'm-
so
I'm
two
having a much
things.
simpler time. I'm just grabbing a tray of something random, sticking it in microwaving, and I plan to sit down at the table and be social.
That's almost what I did. I ate the most normal looking entree that was in the machine and heated it up and sat down with it.
I like how the two competing people are the ones who are sitting down and like nonchalantly existing.
Yeah.
Okay, two things. Pilots would know that at least someone should be on flight deck periodically to figure out if anything is going on around the ship and things like that.
Yeah, so I
Secondly,
have Greta set up so that she'll ping my handpiece, whatever the thing is, my little phone or
Okay.
whatever. So
Okay.
she'll ping my phone if I need to respond. If like she picks up
Alright.
some errant signal or something like that. And then of course, obviously I'll go up there every hour or two just to check on things, because sometimes you need to make a mid course correction or something.
And I
Yeah,
would have
yeah.
established with you before, like for the flight to Earth, that I'm more than willing to sit up there and watch things while you sleep or whatever.
Okay.
So if something bad
Very
goes
good.
on, I'm not a pilot, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can recognize a problem when I see one and get you.
Yep. I gotta do something with my kid for a quick second, so you guys go ahead.
Okay, so Jana and Tomasso, can I please have actually Tomasso, can I have a where is anything on my notes? Here it is. Um um, can I have a perception from you, Tomasso?
Is this a visual based thing? Am I looking for
It is
something?
a visual based. Yeah,
Okay.
it's whether or not you would have seen something in the past or if you've seen something now.
I don't know how to read this. Do I total all three dice together?
Doubles.
Total all three dice, and you have 2 stunt points.
Okay. Well, that's 10 plus my specialization, so that's a 12, and I guess I have 2 stunt points that I don't know what to do
2
with.
stunt points. Okay, so on page 103 of the manual, you will see investigation stunts, which is 1 to 3 for an aha moment, or 1 for a flashback, or 2 for an intuition, or 3 for a lucky break detailed.
What was the page number? Sorry.
103.
103. Yeah.
Oh, I see how it works. So he has 2 stunt points, so he can do either the core aha or the flashback or the intuition, something like that.
Yeah.
Correct?
And you can put 2 points in the aha moment.
Right. Because more points gives you more stuff.
Yeah.
I think I'll spend them on intuition. Since my job is to notice things, so maybe I've sort of intuited certain patterns.
Okay. Now help me out here. So in the intro, Jana, I did mention that you had a rooted cellular device, old, used, long since rooted to be a secure device.
Yep.
Do you hide that device?
No, I treat it like a normal device, like an accessory similar to my tablet. I don't do anything special with it.
Okay, perfect. So you would notice that it probably uses command lines that are weird, but other than that, it seems like a regular phone. Okay.
It's a phone that is customized with my exact preferred user interface.
Take that
Um,
however you will, Tomasso.
Luke, I would also
Yeah.
like to make a perception test. I have the observation talent,
Okay.
which gives
Please.
me basically I choose a perception focus, and if I fail, I can re-roll. And this is tied to my I forget what it was.
You
It
just
was
have to choose a
my
perception
judgment or
focus.
something like that.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me grab. Now, unfortunately, my perception is only 0, and I don't know what my focus would be because I don't have a focus in perception. So
Okay, so your focus in perception at the bottom of your page, you see explore, investigate, and then perception, and then all the different ones.
what page is that on?
Page like 4 of your character sheet.
Oh, my character sheet. Gotcha.
Yeah. So empathy, hearing, intuition, searching, seeing, smelling, survival, tasting, touching, tracking.
Oh, you know what? I have a different. Oh, never mind. I see it. Empathy, hearing,
Yeah.
intuition, searching, seeing. I think just because like
Mhm.
I think it'd just be seeing. Because he's always watching. Like that's one of his things with the discernment, paying close attention to details and information, and then that because I kind of built that partially as part of his autism or spectrumness or whatever it is. Like he's just gonna notice things that may not necessarily consciously register, but it'll come up when might make more sense. If that
Okay.
makes any sense, the way I explain it. So anyway,
So you're going to be doing a seeing.
correct. Now I don't have any focuses or not.
Seeing is your focus.
Seeing is the focus, but I don't have a bonus. Is that right?
+2 to your roll.
All right, and then my perception is 0, so that's 11, 13 total. No special things, but I did get a 6 on the drama die. That's gonna during
Yep.
the swirly bits goes up 1.
The swirly bits goes up 1. Yep. Okay, so what did you get? You got +2 to that?
I a total of 13 with that +2.
13. And you're trying to see
and if
something.
I failed, I can re-roll.
Okay, go again.
Okay.
But we'll keep I have
to take
the highest one.
Well, I have to take the second one, which is
11,
12. So
12,
if 13 fails, then 12 also. I don't really notice much.
No.
Okay.
But we do go up 1 on the turn.
Sure.
Okay.
He notices I have the most blandest basic meal out of the refrigerator.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. Nothing special. Speaking of
Blue
churn, do we
legs.
have any sort of tracker thing that we could put on the table? Like a die or something?
Eventually, I will put one up if I need one. But no, I don't think I have a die or anything.
Actually, hold
component,
on. I might. Isn't there a churn map?
Not.
Well,
I wouldn't worry about it.
well, while you
Yeah.
guys are figuring out churn things, since we've sat down at the table and I've noticed what I've noticed, I'll just think.
Yep.
So, how long have each of you been with Ford?
Couple years now. I think next month will be year number 4.
11 years.
I like how we hear his voice from upstairs.
His
No,
voice?
I'm in the food.
He's in there. He's on the.
He's at the table with
Yeah,
us.
I'm eating. Yeah, I'm eating.
Now.
No, I was making food earlier.
Okay.
I didn't grab a microwave meal.
Hey, yeah, because you're green, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ford's been around for a long time. Seems like a pretty stable place to work.
I like their cutting edge research budget.
Yeah, I've heard good things about the R&D. I'm actually pretty excited to see this thing.
Really? What have you heard? No one's supposed to know this yet.
There's a lot about.
He very much, as soon as you say that, he like laser focuses on your face.
I don't know I know very little about the particulars. I just sort of have like a purpose idea. And I know that Ford they've got a lot of different projects that they've got working on. I know I've gotten a brief on how much money they spend on R&D, which is a lot. And I'd like to assume that a company that stable is not going to be spending it very poorly.
They
get a
have made some
communication from
budget
you?
mistakes.
Tomasso, can I get a communication deception?
Hey, Luke,
Sorry, you want a
Yep, I'm
communications
done.
roll?
Yep.
while you're waiting for his role in that, can you promote me on TTS so I can drop a churn map image thing onto the table?
Oh,
You know how to do it?
how do I promote? Promote.
Left click my
Here we
name.
are.
Oh,
Yeah, you've
yep,
been promoted.
You got it. You got it. Okay, thank you.
I know an
What?
approximate number of things. What did you get? Wow. Okay.
So I got a
And do you want to
14.
contest that?
Sure.
Nodens, do you want to detect that he's either bullshitting you or something?
Yeah, sure. Let's see. Get off the thing.
Plus your
Let's see.
communication.
Communications is a 3, and I'm focused in expression.
Oh,
So that's what, another 3?
+2 plus your communication.
I guess a +5 total, so 15.
My total is a 16 because I have 2 in
Yeah.
communication.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can't.
So all things is normal. Okay. So I think this is about time that the supper and everything wraps up.
Did I get 5 stunt points for that?
You do actually. You do actually have step points for that.
It looks like I can't actually drop that image, so I'll have to send it to you.
Where do I spend those points? Is that still investigative stunts?
No, that is
Yeah, I don't even know where to find the stunts on this stuff yet.
impressions and attitudes. You can drop. Let's see here. But now I don't think you can actually do attitude stunts. Here it is. So a stunt for attitude, you have on page 106.
Oh, here we go. Okay. I would like to. I guess I'd like to start with I'll spend 1 point on a read the room so I can get the current attitude or an intention or mood indicator for, I guess I'll spend that on Nodens.
I'll give you the whole room if you like. So that'd be Nodens and
I'm gonna work my way through these points, but I'll start with Nodens.
Okay. Noden, how do you feel about this spook in front of you?
I mean, he just confirmed that he is definitely a spook and not some lackey, because this is not even officially a military thing yet, so it's very hush-hush.
Okay.
Are you suspicious?
I mean, Nodens is suspicious of anyone who's poking their nose near his baby that he spent the last multiple years of his life developing. But he is now acutely aware of Tomasso.
Yeah.
But not like hostile in any way, just protective of his stuff.
Okay. I will spend my
And
second
then you
point
have
to do the same thing on Jana.
Yeah, and then you also have the general social stunts on page 107.
Yeah. Jana seems unconcerned because she already knew you worked for the military, and the fact that you'd be informed and you were picking us up means you should have already had some information. So I don't even get why this one over here is all paranoid.
Hmm. So some of these are just not really applicable. I get that. Okay. So we can move on, try to move this forward a little bit. So dinner's over. You guys got a couple minutes, a couple hours, whatever, before rest time, and then we basically do our approach to bars. Okay. So anything in the middle that you want to do?
I guess to spend the rest of my points, I'll just do like a cards on the table for Jana and for Nodens. So the next time we make a social test, they have to be totally honest to me.
Okay.
And then I'll spend my last one on impress for Nodens. So the next time we have a social test against each other, I get +1 on the test. And that's
And the
it.
rift has been closed. Perfect. That's what I wanted.
James,
Yeah.
I guess the
oops.
only thing I would look for is what area of the ship has the best window to the outside.
None. If James has his way about it.
None really. Honestly, most of these places, these ships only have like monitors out.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're usually
what has the
cameras, so-
best monitor to the outside then?
Ops, flight
Probably
deck.
operations.
Yeah. So my character would spend her time in operations looking at because this is her first time flying around in space.
Ooh, that's right. Okay, so you're gonna be there.
So okay, so I want to do like a kind of like a scene. So James after dinner is gonna grab he's gonna grab a beer. I imagine it's gonna be in some sort of resealable container because space and
yeah,
you know the idea of microgravity is always there.
I'm imagining an alcohol labeled Capri
A
Sun
squeezy
packet.
pouch. Yeah.
Yeah,
squeezy
yeah.
pouch.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's even better. That's even better. Yeah.
a squeezy pouch of potato vodka.
You got
Well, I mean,
kitty
yeah.
pouches,
Except
go-go
it's like
squeeze pouches.
it's like a really dark beer, right?
Like
And,
the go-go squeeze pouches.
Yep. And so I'm gonna. This is a little bit after dinner. So Jana's had time to like go sit up on the operations deck to stare out the monitors. I'm gonna go shower and then I'm gonna grab a beer. I'm gonna head up to the flight deck the flight deck just to check in with Greta and course corrections and all that, and probably just chill out up there for the night. And I'm gonna see Jana on the operations deck by herself. I'm just gonna stop, like again, mid run climb or just coming up off the ladder or whatever. And I'm just gonna look at her and be like, what do you? Is something going on?
I turn to look at him and go, the stars are pretty, and then go back to watching the monitor.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think what he would say because I have an idea. Just give me a second. I'm sorry.
Okay.
He stands there for a moment and he opens his beer juice box. I don't know what else to call it. His beer sun, Capri beer.
His beer box.
His beer box. But I don't think
Go-go
it's like a
beer.
wine in a box, but it's not.
No, it's like a go-go beer. Like
Yeah,
a go-go
there you go.
squeeze
A go
pack.
beer. Actually, that's what we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it go beer. He'll just take a swig from his go beer and just be like, "Yeah, my sky. I like my sky. I love it up here."
I nod.
It is nice.
Then, like after a moment, he's gonna be super awkward as he stands there, kind of staring at the screen, and then he's gonna be like, "I'm gonna go up there now." And he
do
goes up,
like a
and then
half-hearted
he
wave.
closes off the flight deck. So I
I-
imagine like
Wow.
normally the flight deck is open, right?
Can I interject?
Sure.
Okay. You look at the monitor. Where is everyone right now?
I'm headed to the
If
flight deck,
it's a
obviously.
little after dinner.
This would have been about like an hour, half an hour after the supper is over with, and you've already taken a shower. You're going up.
I would
Look
have.
at the
probably
monitor.
doing diagnostics in the cargo bay.
I was gonna say if Nodens wasn't already headed down there, I would have tried.
Oh,
to get
I'll
him to go
invite
down
you.
there. Okay,
Yeah.
sure. So we're in the cargo bay with the prototype in the box.
I mean, I'm obviously very proud of my prototype. He's also very protective of it, but he's still proud of it.
It's your baby. It's your baby. You want to show it off,
I
but don't
wanna
you touch
try
it.
to-
Don't you touch it.
And I want to try to
Exactly.
wrap him. I want to try to wrap him into helping me with something because it's his prototype, and I've gotten the read that he is super committed to his baby. I want to look at one of the mag clamps of the box and say, "Does this look right to you?" And try to trigger him, like doing a thorough check of like it's like to help me look and see if there's anything untoward about its packaging or securing or anything here around it that doesn't belong here. I'm trying to co-op him into helping me search it for anything that the loading crew might have done down here.
Well,
Yeah,
so I was
that's
there when
that's
it
the
loaded.
vehicle.
Yeah.
Is that a? Oh.
Hold on. Did you just drop it in Discord?
I just put the car there. That's all it is. It's the only token that I could
The
find that made any
car,
sense.
okay. We'll call that a car.
Yeah, it's car-like.
Oh
What are you
God,
talking about?
what did you do?
Look at the tabletop simulator.
I did. Oh God.
It's a
So
car.
It's
yeah, so as soon as
animated
you
and
say
like
that,
it just it's
All right, I can
so
delete
as
it if
soon
you
as you
really want.
ask,
a
no,
great
it's
car.
fine, that's fine.
Fine.
But
We'll just use the
so as
square.
soon as you make a comment about the clamp, he just walks up and kicks it as hard as he can with his cowboy boots. Nope, it's secure. Was here when they loaded, and like plugs straight into the port on the side of the container, and starts running his diagnostics.
Oh, the big red box of doom.
We could change the
That's
color.
more likely what you.
We
Try
could
to
we
move
could
myself
we
out
could
of the way
change
here.
the color of the prototype if you like. I feel like that's just much more indicative of what the prototype is, given my limited
Alright.
modeling capabilities right now.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah.
I
Well, I
like
mean,
it.
right now it's a giant cargo box, so yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
I want to take a
So-
look around and see if there's anything that doesn't belong in here.
So,
And I'll just
James.
make small talk with Nodens while I'm down here.
Yeah, he'll engage. He's not being rude. He's just reading that tablet of streamlined data.
It's very clear that Tomasso is a very social person. He's like you don't get the sense he's trying to work an angle on you. He just genuinely enjoys chatting with people.
I like
I mean,
the different diagonals that this dynamic of a group is working.
James,
Mhm.
it changed to me when I was like, people, ew.
So, James, while that's happening downstairs, you get an alert actually from Greta.
Oh, okay. All right, Greta, what's going on? Talk to me, girl.
Yeah, so Greta gets an alert. You're looking at the monitor. I just put you back on operations because that's around the moment that you look at the monitor and think something's weird
Okay.
about a distant object that looks kind of like just sitting there.
Okay.
I will let you 1 second while I pull up my notes. Let's see here.
I like how I've been staring at this monitor for a while and noticed nothing was wrong.
Well, you're probably looking.
It is-
I imagine that we're going this way, and you're looking off that way, while the thing that's caught my attention is off this way.
Okay,
it's
Rhodance,
more
we've
of
seen how
this-
you are in real life with Shiny. I'm sure your character is just as bad.
Ooh.
She wouldn't know, but like
Um,
what is and is not appropriate for the said monitor.
But still, Shiny.
Yeah, but there's a
Look,
lot
I'm
of
not
shinies
playing
in the
the
shape of
slime full of
stars.
glitter in this game, okay?
Can I get a navigation roll from both of you if you want?
I will absolutely roll that navigation, and I
Um,
believe I've got a +2 on it. Let me see my notes. So I've got
Okay.
navigation focus +2, +2
Is
for
that an intelligence skill?
Yeah.
It is an intelligence skill, yeah.
And then,
Cool. I have the talent that lets me roll focus checks, even though I don't have the focus.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I've rolled
How
a
much
9
showing
total.
off do you want me to do with this 21 that I just fucking rolled?
Okay, so we're
with not just
two sixes in.
with 6 stunt points and a +1 churn.
Yeah, so we're at 2 churn right now.
Okay.
Okay. I'm
Um,
just keeping track.
where are my stunts
So what
for
are
this?
you at?
What am I looking for?
Give me a second to figure that out for you. Social stunts. No, that's not it.
Is this gonna fall under investigation, maybe?
It is.
We gonna get blown up.
No.
We're not where we're supposed to be, probably.
Well,
Oh hell!
you're gonna want to look at this after, but it's in chase stunts, which is in 95.
95. Okay.
Okay. That being said, okay, you do notice something of a low heat signature in the distance, like very low heat, like a hunk of metal, possibly just kind of drifting off in the distance.
So
But
when you
recognize
say
it-
low heat, because I kind of understand a lot of things about space, are
Yeah.
you talking something that's like a handful of degrees warmer than local space around it, as opposed to a
Almost,
starship
yeah.
that's going to be much, much, much hotter?
yeah.
Okay.
So a starship would be running at a high temperature.
Right.
Okay. The Epstein drive is obviously going to be like
well, even
annoyingly
without
hot.
even without the drive on, just having reactors and shit on, and because it's going to be containing and reflecting heat.
Yeah.
This is just something
but-
ambient catching light only to warm its surface.
No, so it's going to be hotter than that. It is a ship that is cool running, so it's not using stealth technology or anything like that. But it did use speed to get to you, in a sense,
Okay.
from like a distance, and it's just been running on like people in like normal suits. That's evacuated its air a while ago. Like it's just basically running on the coldest possible it can.
Okay.
So
yeah, Greta and I are having a deep text conversation about what the hell that is and what can we do and what we need to figure out.
Okay, so it is a ship that's cold running. Do you say anything? Do you do anything? What would you like to do? What would you like
is
to
it on
is
an intercept or a close pass with us?
It seems like it might be passing close by.
Does it seem to be armed or intending to actually shoot at us?
Undetermined. It's not really running.
Is it attempting to hail us in any way? Is it running dark?
It does not have a transponder, so no ID.
Okay, no transponder's bad.
Very bad.
I'm gonna flip on the intercom and I'm gonna be like, Tommy, I need you up here. Everybody else, you might want to buckle up. Things might, I don't know. Things might get weird. Tommy?
Did I see where the vac suit locker is on the ship in the last like 2 days that I was on it?
There's probably, I would imagine there's one like on every deck, or at least one suit on each deck, or something like that.
There should be one in every room.
Okay, so I'll just look over at Nodens and I'll point to that locker and say, "There's a vac suit over there," and I'm running for the ladder.
Yeah, he'll suit up.
Okay.
And to be clear, this is a
Nodens.
ship that I see. It's not just like debris or a piece of metal. It's a ship, right?
It's becoming very evident that it's a ship. Now, the next part is really important, as this happens pretty simultaneously.
Okay.
Nodens, remember you have your cell phone, your like phone device, phonular self.
Yep, sitting there with it in my hand, scanning this vehicle. Yes.
Yep. It gets a message, and it says "shh" in like capital letters.
SHHHHHHHH.
Yes, exactly. And you now see that that's like probably something happening about what's going on outside, because it comes from like a weird like encrypted signal. Do you report that?
Oh yeah. So this would
Yeah.
have happened before he made it up the ladder.
Yeah, so this would have happened like simultaneously, like as James is like, okay, that is an object and it seems to be coasting towards us. You would have gotten the message saying like shh.
Oh yeah, I'd just look at Oi and throw like microgravity lob my phone.
Microgravity lob.
Okay.
I don't want to like chuck it in his head.
I'll reach out to grab it as it comes to me.
Okay. What would you like to know about it?
I missed something.
Well, I guess I'd like to look at the message and see, like, decide whether or not his phone got hacked. Do I recognize anything about like the encryption type that was used or anything that I might be able to be like, oh hey, look, I recognize this part of what's going on with his phone.
So you don't recognize more about like what the encryption or where it might have come from, but you do realize that it probably is a proximity signal. Something like what they call like a drop off is like I guess in like iPhone terms it's like an airdrop.
Yep. So I'm also going to, while he's looking at that, like re-intercom back if there's a button in here. Jana, phone got hacked.
Was that specifically to her, or was that to everybody?
Well, I mean, I'm hitting the intercom button.
Okay, so everybody hears it,
everybody
but you're
hears it.
obviously talking to her, right? Okay.
Yeah, and I just want to stress is like no one has messaged out or done a hailing signal anywhere yet.
No, I'm wait. James is
That's
waiting for
very
Tom
important.
to show up because he's expecting Tom to be able to figure out what this is before he assumes. But I'm also like, I imagine by the time he gets up there, you see James like mashing all sorts of keys, like he's about to plan some sort of crazy maneuver that may or may not help get us away.
Have you changed any of the ship's behaviors
Not yet.
or are you queuing things?
Yeah, this is like I'm queuing things. I haven't actually executed anything yet.
Okay. So a couple minutes goes by, you guys can discuss.
I'll pull up
Yeah.
my phone. Did I also receive a message?
No, surprisingly, just Nodens' phone. It seems like someone might be able to look at it and figure something out.
Yeah, so I'll
I
put my
give you the
phone-
look after and just hold my hand out for the
I was
phone.
gonna say,
We're on different decks, right? So like,
Oh,
I
Yes.
put-
are you coming up to operations, you two?
I will. I
It's
I
a
will.
really, yeah.
am I
So
still?
good idea.
I
And
put
am I
my
still
phone
on? Oh,
back in
sorry.
my pocket. I put my phone back in my pocket, see that it's just his. He already called up and said his phone got hacked. I see him heading over to put a vac suit on. I'm gonna head up the ladder. A deck. And when I hit the landing here, I'm gonna reach out for an intercom and say, James, we need warning if you're gonna pull a high G maneuver. And then just let go of the comm and just keep climbing.
I'm gonna point out. So this is where James is like. I'm just picturing like in a TV show, the camera flips to James right up on the flight deck, just now like slamming his ass into the seat, pulling straps on like with one hand, the other hand's like typing on the board of this maneuver that he's getting ready to set up, and then he just reaches over, slaps the intercom button. He's like, I said things might get weird, and then I'm just like, I'm gonna stop it because I'm already plotting like 6 steps ahead in 3D chess.
Good.
Yeah,
But yeah,
as
I'm gonna-
soon as Nodens' vac suit's on, he's shooting up the ladder to the ops deck because he knows that's where reliable seating is.
That's where the drugs are.
You
Yeah.
don't want to be in whatever G he wants to punch this thing into.
So I'm gonna go to ops.
Yep.
I'm not slowing down to put on a suit yet.
Yep.
And I'll see Jana
I'm a
there.
little behind him.
Yeah, I'm just already buckled in because as soon as he went running up the ladder, I sat down in my butt in my seat and buckled myself in and zipped
Mhm.
and I zipped all my little pockets.
I hope you don't have any earrings in.
No,
So I just think I look her in the eye and I say, I know you. I know the software on your phone is customized. Did you also get hacked?
I actually check my phone.
It's fine.
Do
For the
I
most
have
part.
a now, do I see someone failed to send me a message because my like firewall on my phone
Like your
blocked
phone
it?
denied it.
Yeah. Do I see a
And
denied
you-
message on my phone?
No, you can check your logs. There's nothing that seems to be targeting you.
No, nothing on my stuff.
So I think he's just gonna like he hasn't broken eye contact yet. He pulls out Nodens' phone and has it like half reached out and says, "You aren't part of this problem, right?"
No.
To me or to Node? To Jana or to me?
To Jana.
Okay.
Are we rolling?
Okay, so that would be
So
educated by the DM because
Yep.
I'm from my perspective, I'm being honest,
You're
but
being
I
honest.
also don't have character back knowledge. So
You're being honest.
Mhm.
Do you have the phone on you? Do you want to check what's going
oh,
on?
I will take the hacked phone from him and scan it and plug in my little I'm going to scan the crap out of you tool.
Okay.
He's
Can I get
confident. He's confident in your answer and hands you the phone and says, "I need to get a suit on. You should too."
can I get a tech check from you, Jana?
Okay, give me a moment. Roll. That is 10 on the dice,
Yeah.
13, 14, 15 total. And I don't think an None of my talents apply.
But you're using tools, right? You have the hacky phone thing, right?
Well, yeah, I have like I'm assuming I can have tools on my phone that I can use to scan his phone.
Now,
So,
if I'm being mistaken, I'm pretty sure a tool gives you a bonus too, doesn't it?
yeah. Yeah, I was just rolling based on my intelligence plus my tech focus.
Yeah, that's okay. That's
I
okay.
also
You don't
have a
like
security focus and an engineer focus, so
I
if
think you
so,
can only have the one.
yeah.
But give me one
So
second.
it's a
Technology and equipment.
15 or a 17 if I get a tool bonus.
Yeah, okay. Regardless, you look through the phone, you're checking everything. The message seems to have come from like an airdrop, like what Tomasso would have found. But you also see where it all began, the tomato pizza place. That seemed to have made like a piece of malware on the phone that allowed for something to be like pinging the location of where this phone was.
I pull out my screwdriver and I break the case of this phone and I rip the cells that would be the battery out of it. And then I hand
probably-
the battery over to Tomasso and say,
Yeah.
I left you to do this scan because I wanted to go get my suit. I went down a deck.
yeah.
Mm,
So,
Nodens,
I think you grabbed me.
Nodens is probably up there with you now, though.
Well, I think you grabbed me on accident.
Oh, I did.
If you guys right click on the tokens, there's a field called name where you can type in your character's name. That way, when you mouse over them, you can identify who's who. And
Mhm.
outside of just the standard color recognition, that is.
I did. Because yeah, as soon as I gave you the phone, I went down the ladder. Like I by the time I finished giving you the phone, Nodens probably made it up, and I went down the ladder to put a suit on when you started checking.
yeah, I slap the battery into Nodens' hands as he's strapping into the seat, and I slide down the ladder to the next deck to put on a suit as well.
There's
So it's
one on
been
your
several
deck.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's several minutes have passed by. You're increasingly close to this particular ship. It is definitely a ship.
All right, Luke.
It is. Yeah.
I have my stunts ready, and I want to
Okay.
imagine, like, in character, I have a flight plan preloaded. Where,
Yes, and I'm taking into account for that.
Yeah, so what I want to do, so if I understand this correctly, I have 6 stunt points from that
Yep.
roll that I have, and what I want to do is punch it times 4, or well, plus 4
Okay.
for punch it, and then the other 2 will be evasive maneuver in case they decide to fire on us.
Okay.
And I have that preloaded, so all I literally have to do is smash a button, and it's gonna dump juice into everybody's suits or seats or whatever, and we're gonna go like max G and like haul ass in a slightly erratic but controlled manner away from the thing. I
Okay.
call it my bug out IO. And by the way,
Is
I'm
everyone
calling
okay with
everything
that
either
plan?
AI or IO. I'm sorry, what?
Is everyone
said-
okay with that plan?
So you said that it's a couple minutes, so we've had time to suit up.
I guess
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure I have that inputted and ready to go, and then I'll go suit so that anybody could just mash the button if they knew that I had it in there. But I'm not telling them that, other than like we might have we juice. There might be some juice there. You need to be seated. I'm gonna go get suited up.
Yeah, so like
Wait,
Tommy's just
he
gonna
said he
make sure.
sealed the flight deck, so we can't get up to him to stop him anyway.
I did. Well, yeah. I guess
He
no. I would no, because I was gonna go up there to sleep, but because that got retconned a little bit, so
I
flight
think it's
deck's still
funnier.
open.
I think it's funnier if the door's closed because
it would be funnier, yes.
So Tomasso's like checked to see that the other two are strapped into their seats, and then he knocks on the hatch to get up to the flight deck so that you'll push a button and open the hatch.
I do. I will. Because I'm sure you'll do the bro knock that you and I have previously somehow. It's not even a bro knock. It's the knock we used to use. Hey man, I'm coming in. If you got a girl, I need you to say something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the nice knock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'll come
Um,
up, I'll clip in, and I'll be like, "We're set for whatever it is you're gonna do."
So as
And,
it
and
starts
then at that
approaching-
point, I'm gonna zip up I'm gonna like finish suiting up, and I'm gonna strap back in, and I'm gonna like, you know how they always did this like little flick thing they do. I'm gonna flick from my screen to his everything that I've been tracking about this object the ship and be like, we got company things. I don't know. This is weird.
Yeah.
Can I?
So ship seems armed, but is not firing. Ship is at least frigate in size.
Okay.
Can
And
I make a tactics roll to see if I can identify anything from the signature of the ship?
And I want to
Ooh.
know frigate size in comparison to my own ship size. Obviously,
frigate also.
okay, so we're comparable size, but obviously, does it appear to be more well armed than I am? Because I imagine the best I'm going to have is a couple of PDCs. At best.
Yeah, PDWs or PDCs?
PDCs, the point defense cannons.
Oh yeah, point defense. Yeah.
Yeah, probably
it
good for
seems-
shooting little rocks.
Yeah, as a merchant freighter ship,
No.
I don't think I would have much more than that.
No, you
It
wouldn't.
depends on maybe some piracy defense, but
Yeah, it'd be at most maybe a couple of PDCs and a single missile tube with like 2 or 3 missiles or some shit.
yeah,
Now,
enough to get away.
this close into the inner part of the solar system, piracy is very rare. So,
Which is
And
probably
whether or
why
not
I'm thinking
that's-
like this is really fucking weird, and I have my bug out IO set up.
I'd like to.
So
try to
what
make
was
a
your roll?
I'd like to make
Yep.
a tactics roll to see if I can identify anything about this ship.
Okay.
Let's see,
14?
11, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Nice.
19. And
At a
what
6 on the
is-
drama die.
Yeah, so that goes up to 3.
We really need that churn
Yay,
tracker.
churn.
Well, all right, look.
Honestly, it's kind of fun not seeing it and not knowing what's on it. So
You know
at
what?
some
That's a
point, he's
fair
just like,
point. That's
"Congratulations,
actually a
good
good
churn."
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is the churn?
So
So the churn
It's
is, if you remember in the
terrible.
show, Amos talks about the churn and how eventually
Mhm.
everybody gets sucked in and what you do to deal with it. So in the game, the mechanic is every so often, like after every scene, I think, and whenever there's a 6 on the drama die, the churn goes up. And at 10, it's a minor inconvenience.
Something
At 20,
happens.
it's a major inconvenience. And at 30, it's an epic, you're fucked.
something bad
Ah,
happened,
got
maybe a player kill, like just
Yeah.
terrible time.
Gotcha,
Not
okay.
a full player team kill, but like a one character like
It's like a
sniped or something.
major desettling of the status quo.
A PDC round goes through the room that you're all seated in and takes the head off your medic.
Yeah,
What a
exactly.
very specific.
That's such a perfect.
Shit.
All right. So
19 on
notice-
tactics.
yeah. So tactically, you notice when you zoom into the ship and figure out what it is. It's kind of sleek. It's kind of well funded. It seems weird, but the thing is that it's spray painted on the side of it isn't anything like necessarily inflammatory.
It
But
just
it
says
says
Wayland
stay
Yutani.
still. No, it says stay still.
What does it say?
Stay still.
Stay still.
Stay still. Okay.
And it keeps approaching at this point. It's still an idle.
So can I tell
Can
anything
I,
about the like with the engine signature? Can I tell anything about like who I think might have made that engine, or can I see anything about like the specific weapon profile? Can I pick that up?
Okay. You notice several blanking here, but there's rail guns, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so several rail guns and a few tubes. Maybe more armed than a cargo ship.
The fact that you said several railguns is fucking scary, especially on a frigate.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
fucked.
basically on each side.
So, like,
Yeah.
I think realistically, a frigate would probably have 1 or 2 railguns and maybe
Yeah.
a handful of missile tubes.
They aftermarketed.
Yeah, that's what it has too.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
aftermarketed put 1 on the Rossi.
Yeah.
That's great. This thing's up to fuck.
Yes, but
if
it's not
anybody
firing,
points,
and
I'm
it's
just
not
gonna,
even pointing it.
I'm gonna point this out of character. If anybody tells James that this thing is this heavily loaded, bug out IO is being executed without thought.
Well,
So,
let me finish
my question is-
getting my information first.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying,
Here
like,
it
if
comes.
you say anything, James is not noticing this. He's all about what do I need to do to get away. He's not really looking at the ship that hard. He just knows threat.
Okay, what was your next point, Kain?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, my other question was like looking at the engine profile.
I don't know enough about engine profiles.
So,
um,
I'm assuming
like-
you're going for like a drive signature, because
Yeah, like,
usually
I
each
wanna-
ship is unique in that regard.
Because copying the drive
Yeah.
signature and then looking like, does it burn really clean? Is it like a primary production facility type engine, or is it more like a belter engine where it runs a lot dirtier?
you would suspect that with a 19 that it's probably running a little dirtier, but it's not actually being activated yet.
Hmm.
They're
So you
drifting on
suspect
momentum.
it's just
Okay.
coasting in on momentum, and like
Okay.
Okay.
whatever godly momentum it had was
It's on a ballistic trajectory at the moment.
Yeah, so it's okay.
Fundamentally.
So let me draw this out.
Sure, sure.
And
then
yeah, because
while you're doing that, Kain, I want to point out too, like, you would probably know to like turn on some sort of recording equipment, especially for looking for drive signatures and things like that. If you thought this was some sort of a thing for future note.
I'm recording.
Well, you're intelligent, so this would be like you've already got it on.
Don't worry about it.
Don't tell me how to do my job.
So my question, while this is being drawn out, can we communicate from our chairs up to y'all?
Intercom,
I want to
which you
say
can reach.
yeah, because I mean, one, we have the intercom. Two,
Yep.
unless somebody
This is still
closed
an
the deck
operations
between
center.
us. Unless
Well,
somebody
right, this
closed
is
off
still
the...
an ops center.
Well, and if we're in vac suits, we would have to be using a radio anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as soon as it's
You could change your
realistically
color
possible.
too, Luke. Do you know that?
I could, but I don't know. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to make it a little bit more visible.
Nodens is going to be like, why aren't we moving yet?
That's a good question.
I think I think you hear like a faint grumble from James, like, oh, fucking Earthers, but he doesn't quite say it like that. But that's the tone, and then he's like, just we're calculating it. It's not like cropping dusts, or no dusting crops. I don't know what the phrase is.
They're going to shoot your ship to steal my prototype.
What?
That's what he says back.
Okay,
Probably
I'm
gonna
going
shoot
to
down your
listen
ship for my
because of
prototype.
what I said a moment ago. I want to confirm in character that that's exactly what you just said.
Oh, it would be, but again, this
Bug
is
out
after
IO
he
just
gets
got
his
executed.
rolls.
I'm gone.
This is after he gets his rolls.
Tommy. It's just like, James, no.
As soon as he said shoot my ship, fucking he hits it, and we hit fucking like 4 or 5 G's, and like whatever G's we can pull. The juice hits everybody. I'm not fucking around. Like, James is like, no. Fucking +4 punch it. Fucking -2 if they try to shoot at us.
Yeah.
So everything you just drew, I'm sorry, Luke.
So they were on a passive intercept.
I just bolted, and then like I've got a couple of corkscrews in there. There's a couple of wide angle changes on pitch and yaw just to throw more weird vectors in there.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
I'm
like,
gonna make sure it's Constitution.
yeah, like I'm punching it hard. It's as hard as this fucking thing can go.
Yeah.
He I don't know if I'm making James a little too much of a cowardly bitch, but he said they're gonna shoot my ship, and James is like, no, they're not.
Yeah,
This
give me
is your
give
boat,
me a
bro.
second to check out the boat here in question. Spaceship.
Also, I think it's funny that
was-
James just like all of a sudden, oh, they're gonna shoot us. Bloop. Boom.
Yeah, like I'm
maneuvers.
not doing anything mechanically or stopping. Just as soon as you hit it and the juice comes in and the G start, Tommy's just like, damn it, James.
So you hear like a Irish swear word, but it's like
Gaelic?
enthusiastic swearing. Yeah.
It's a Gaelic, yeah.
But it's like the Gaelic version of a yeehaw.
I don't even know what the fuck that would sound like, but it's gotta sound great. It's gotta sound great.
So because remember, he builds and test drives race cars and
Yeah,
prototype
yeah.
vehicles. So he's all about the speed.
Okay, so
You have
you might
the
be
speed
fine.
demon over there, and my character's just over here going,
Don't kill
I
me.
hope I don't die.
Okay.
I hope I don't die. Why am I gonna die in my first trip into space?
Oh my god. Okay, so how fast are you going from 1 to
How many
Just put a
G's
4
can the
on
ship
punch it,
pull?
right?
Like I put the
technically,
+4 punch it on there.
Yeah, but +4 punch it means that you can add a +4 to
Yeah.
your next thing.
My next chase skill test or whatever.
That being said, high
What's-
G maneuvering can break your ship apart.
Well, I would know that. So my thinking is this: like, if I've been flying this ship even for a couple of trips across the solar system, I would know that there is absolutely like submarines have a crush depth that they intrinsically know, right?
Yeah.
So I know if I put so much strain on this ship for so long, it's gonna fall apart. So I know to back off. Either I go as hard as I can for so long, and then I back off at some safety margin, or I go to not quite that hard in the first place. And that's where I'm at.
I would advise you to go like a G or two ahead every time you're speeding up.
Mm-hmm.
And then that can probably make it so that you don't break up the ship, because then
Right.
you'd notice that you're not gonna have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Second thing is people are gonna have to start making some stamina rolls here.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
you're at 1G right now. You want to speed up to what?
What?
So you are definitely doing some maneuvering.
Yeah. So what kind of G's can I pull in this ship?
Okay, so let's check.
Is there a ship chart or something like that I can look at?
So he said you probably want to go a G a step. So like for the first effectively round, you would go another G.
Yeah, 1 or 2 G's
that
on
way
top.
they're-
So
yeah.
I'm gonna punch it up to 3 G's right off the bat, which I know is gonna be an issue for us Martians and the Earthers. Probably it'd be okay, I think, initially.
Yeah. IG maneuvering.
We'll be better off than y'all
defense.
will at first.
I'd like
Yeah.
to make the argument that because I am a Martian Marine, that I've got like the high grav. I've got the training for 1G, so I take G's like an Earther.
The
Yeah.
drop G's.
Yeah, I'm
But-
probably the worst off because I don't fly and I'm not a speed demon.
So you might need to go
I'm
through the
the
reason.
computer geek, man.
Okay. Can I get a test of 8 plus maneuver? Shift up to 2 inches. Distance point changing range. How does this work? This is a whole ass thing. Ship getting a +1 bonus per size category, smaller than D, larger ship. They're the same, so it's a 0. Yeah. All right. That's the wrong button.
I hate when I do that.
Okay, so I'm gonna erase this. I'm gonna go back over here. I'm gonna grab this.
Yeah, sorry about making you erase everything that you just drew.
No, I didn't erase everything. So you're here, they're here.
Okay.
Okay. We would basically say that this is a range, this is a range, and then this is a range. So they're within I can't believe that worked out so well. They're within the long range, 100 to 1,000 kilometers. Okay. You're forcing them to move, so they're gonna take the turn to activate their ship engines and attempt to alter course. You're going up to 1G.
Well, I mean,
More,
we've
so
been
that's at
traveling at 1G,
2G.
so I'm gonna punch it up to 3 G's right off the bat.
3G, okay. So 8, 9, 10.
And also, we have a token for the ship now. Just need to change the color slightly.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Please choose something
can
that
I-
isn't red.
I'm working on it.
Can I get a stamina test? A Constitution stamina test from everybody. Please.
Oof.
I got doubles.
I did
Also
not.
got doubles.
I have a 15 minus 1 for a total of 14. I got doubles and I got 6 on my red die.
Yes, so I have 4.
I have a 7 total.
I have a 10.
10.
And I have 1 stun point.
Okay.
He's
okay, so
he's
who
flexing while I
has
punch it.
stunts? So who has stunts?
How do you know if you have stunts?
If you have
I
doubles.
You
not
have a
had time to
double,
look.
and then
Doubles.
you're
Okay, so I have 2.
So
two.
the stunts
Rhodance, you
is
have
equal to the
6.
number 6, yeah. So where's the table for stamina or for stunts during chases? Because I
Chase,
have the section,
97? Hold on.
yeah.
95.
Because I have it bookmarked in my physical
95.
book here. So
Okay.
chase stunts, general combat stunts, gun grapple vehicle.
Okay, so everyone who rolled less than a 12, take 1d6 plus. One second, please. 1d6 penetrating damage per point of maneuver bonus, half that rounded down with a successful test.
What?
What? All right, on a failure, the character suffers 1d6 penetrating damage per point maneuver bonus, half that rounded down with a successful test. How is that on a failure and a successful test in the same sentence? Give me a second.
I don't know.
What page are you on? Let
Awesome.
me read that.
Yeah, I'm on 132.
132. Okay.
And I thought I saw a stunt page for like.
Target number of 8 plus maneuver bonus. Did we have a maneuver bonus on that?
Yeah, because you went up 2 points.
Okay. Oh, that's why we had to roll against a 10.
Oh, it's you
Yeah.
you suffer 1d6 penetrating per point of maneuver bonus, or
Yeah.
half of it if you roll a success.
Yeah. Yeah. what she
Oh my
said.
god,
So I am taking.
It's like midnight.
I'm
So
taking.
it's two. So it's 2d6.
Yep.
And for anybody who succeeded, you're taking half.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1d6.
So I think we all succeeded.
No, I
No.
rolled a 7.
Did not.
Your pilot failed.
The pilot failed of all fucking people. So I'm taking
I got
2d6.
an 8.
Roll your thing.
I take 2 penetrating damage.
6 damage.
What was the pass?
Yeah, so take 6 to your
10.
fortune.
10 is a pass.
So
Oh yeah,
how do I?
failed.
Oh, never mind.
Okay, so
So roll 2d6 and subtract that from your fortune.
Okay, I'm fine.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
okay. I rolled 1d6 and got a 3, so I take that off my fortune.
Okay.
20 minus 6 is 14. Okay. I have 14 fortune. But I'm awake, right?
I don't know.
I think
Give me a
it's,
second.
you just hear
Characters
you
with
just I
access-
imagine you hear
I can't talk over you because people are sleeping. I'm going to read the rule.
Sorry, go ahead.
Characters
so
with
randomly
access
determine
to the
serious loss
juice.
conditions. Yeah.
Characters with access to the juice can take fatigued and exhausted conditions first to mitigate damage they take when injured or before they take injured or wounded.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, they have to just take injured or wounded conditions.
Which we aren't at yet.
I hit the juice, I imagine. Didn't I?
Yeah. You get the juice.
Yeah, so okay, so with the juice that means I take
No, you're still taking this damage to your fortune.
oh, okay.
But you're not taking any injured conditions yet.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, if he tells you that you're injured, you can be like, nah, bro. The juice says I'm tired instead.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But I'm just
Yeah.
at the moment I'm just losing fortune.
Yes.
Okay.
You're losing plot armor
Yep.
right now.
Yeah, basically. Okay. So yeah, I think what happens is James punches it. He hits bug out IO execute, and then like a few seconds later, you just hear him go, "Oh, fuck that hurt,"
Yeah.
and then the ship just bolts.
Bolts forward in the current arc that we're using in. So that means that this ship here, which I'm going to grab another token.
Yeah.
We're going to just do a pawn. Perfect.
Ooh.
Nailing it.
Ooh, a pawn.
Symbolism.
Yeah.
All right. Makes it up to medium range.
Well, I don't know. Does our ship move on this little diagram thingy, or
No,
does it just stay there?
Technically no, because of radar type.
Okay. Nope, that's fine.
I can
That's fine.
can just erase the
This is good. It
these
shows
lines here.
shows him on our radar, which is good.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're good. Yeah.
Also, this is good because if we blow right past each other, they're gonna have to like turn and burn in order to be able to catch up.
Which
to
is going to
us.
take time for them, as long as they'll lose time as we build time. Well,
Yeah.
time and velocity stuff.
Yeah. All right, so you've gone forward, they've gone forward, they've activated their engines and are attempting to maneuver against that. What is your next argument, guys?
I would like to do two things.
Okay.
I'd like to record their like full burn, their fully burning drive signature.
I think we should try to get all
And I
there.
want to try. I'm recording the sensor logs.
Okay.
So that we can get that drive signature. But also, I'd like to monitor the sensors for James so that I can try to use my tactics to help him make maneuvers against. It's like if it looks like we're lining up to make it easier for them to make a railgun shot, try to tell them a course correction to make it harder to hit us with a railgun, or if there's torpedoes are fired, try to help him line up the PDCs.
Okay. And to remember earlier, yeah.
And if his PDCs have like shitty targeting software, like after the first time they fire, I'm ready to take manual control of his PDCs.
Okay. If I remember right, Nodens' phone was destroyed.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah,
the
it
battery
was not so
ripped.
much destroyed as I cracked open the case and ripped and took out the battery.
Okay. Okay.
In between my grunting of pain and debating if I want to increase the speed, I am activating the PDCs.
Okay, so they
I don't know if I
actually
need to do
shoot
that
out,
necessarily, but I'm just making
there's-
sure they did a little pop up and spin around thing.
Yeah. But they don't actually shoot, they more or less intercept.
Yeah, I don't.
Torpedoes
I
and
have them
things.
in like active intercept mode or whatever terminology you need.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at Jana. Can you hack their shit from here? But she might still be in the oh my god, I'm gonna die moment.
Yeah, she is currently yes indeed, and oh crud, I don't want to die moment. But as soon as you
Mhm.
like, and then you just talk to her, and she just stares at you like, how would I hack?
They were close enough to hack my phone. They're close enough for you to hack them.
Luke, you can press the R button like 3 or 4 times to get the dice to roll if they're selected.
I know.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for
Yeah.
my
Oh,
turn.
gotcha.
Okay,
Sorry.
so yeah, if I wanted to, like, how do you even hack a ship, man?
Technically you can't. You have to have some sort of like into a system, such as a phone or something that you would have already compromised. Once you're in space, there's not a lot of like things you can do to like communicate to other ships other than like hailing them and things like that. But that goes over, the radio
So
that might be
like,
intercepted by everything, right?
Yeah,
but
I
she still
much
has my
prefer
phone
your
pieces.
phone being in pieces rather than them being
Okay.
able to talk to us and
I was
track
gonna say,
us.
could she like put my phone back together and then try to hack them through that? But if she doesn't want to, that's fine too.
Yeah, that would be an option.
Seems like a bad idea. I'd rather let the
Okay.
pilot do pilot things.
So we're not we're not hailing them, which was the initial message. Okay.
I mean, if anybody else wants to hail them, James is not going to stop them because right now he's grunting in pain and considering going to 5Gs. But I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
Well, I don't think anyone but you and Palazzo can actually hail them from the flight deck. So
Well, you guys are on the operations deck, so I would argue that maybe you can, but I don't know if there's a limitation on what is or isn't on the ops deck.
I mean, did you even give them access to ship systems?
Well, there's that too, and we haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
exactly.
No, so-
Yeah. They're passengers at this point. Unless one of you
Yes.
yells up for something, you're not getting it.
Oh, nope.
at this point,
Now that I think about it.
Tomasso
Yeah.
figures that like if we don't get any comms from them and they chase us, then that's just solidly aggressive. If they do
Yeah.
try to send us a message and try to convince us to stop trying to evade, then we can try to assess what kind of danger this is or isn't. But if it's not going to shoot at us and they just want to talk to us, they'll try to hail us.
They wouldn't have sat there with dark engines on an intercept course.
Yeah, I think-
them being
I
friendly
think
is
James is going to
unlikely.
look over at Tomasso and just be like, Tom, what do you want to do? We can hold this for a while, but not too long. Fuck, that hurt.
What pouch do you have your phone in?
I don't have my phone. And then he like reaches into like a thigh pocket that he can kind of get to because all he has to really do is drop his hand, and he pulls it out and hands it over to you very slowly because it hurts.
Yeah, Tommy sees how much you're struggling against it, and he'll like reach over to make it easier for you to give it to him.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is just another workout for him, but you know, he just did have another workout not that long ago.
Yeah, so I want to look at the screen on his phone and see if there's anything weird on it.
Yeah, the only thing, unless his phone has also been hit, like the only thing you have on there is a note from Greta saying "Hi G Burn."
Yeah, that's what you see.
Or something, you know, bug out executed or something along those lines.
All right, I'm just gonna turn off his phone.
Okay.
And I just like unzip and stick it in a pouch on the suit, and I say, "I've got it off in case they're tracking it."
Okay, I'm gonna want that back later. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not stealing it. I'm just trying to help keep us safer.
Sure. How? Can what are they? And I'm like, what are they even doing? Like, this is dumb.
Just keep heading towards Mars. They're gonna have to turn and burn to catch us.
Okay,
I'll watch their
I'm
weapons
gonna
for
I'm
you.
gonna pump it up to 4G, just to give us a little extra
Oh,
breathing
God.
room. Because I'm a fucking sadist, apparently. Yeah, I'm gonna bump it up another notch and just try to give us more breathing room away from them, and also like maybe then they'll be like, okay, they're not playing around, so they have to do something at this point. But I feel like we need to make another Constitution test. Yeah.
You do, and now it's at a
11?
+4.
No, yeah, I'm going from 3G to 4G.
Yeah, but it's every G.
Right. No, I got you.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Ooh, that's a little bit better. 8, 12.
I'm fine.
I didn't grab all of them.
So I'm only gonna take the 1d6.
Yeah, I rolled a 5 total.
Ooh.
Oh, you're taking the 1d6.
Yeah, what is the cutoff? 'Cause I rolled a 12.
You have to match your
Meets beats.
beats.
Yeah, but
Meets
what's
beats.
what are we
If
trying
you-
to meet?
Yeah, what's the
12.
target number? It is 12?
Ooh. Yeah.
So-
Okay, I
so
take
I'm only
6
taking-
more off of my fortune.
One more. 4. God damn it.
Okay.
I'm down to 10 fortune.
Oh,
There's-
and you started with 20.
Yeah, I started with 20.
Are you good?
I'm okay.
I'm down to
Are you
5
good,
fortune.
Nodens?
Oh,
Okay.
I'm down to 5 fortune.
So this is starting to look a little dire. The second thing that happens is they actually launch out a shuttle. Okay.
Do we rate it as a
And
shuttle, or
how
do we
are
rate
they-
it?
It's just a shuttle. It's
So
probably
how,
like a
how
small
are they
man
shooting this
shuttle.
out at? Like, how are we seeing this when we just went 3G to 4G in the
still gonna be
opposite
on
direction
sensor.
they're facing?
It's still gonna be on sensors.
Yeah, we'll still get it on. Well, especially with their drive plume once the shuttle lights up.
That's more
I'm
like
saying
throwing
that-
a rock at us than throwing a shuttle at us with the way they were on an intercept
Yeah.
course head on to us.
Yeah, they're
now the
launching in
shuttle
opposite
and-
direction.
and this frigate are an intercept. Is that right?
Yeah, the shuttle
We
was
should be
launched
passing them right now.
adjacent, and then is just absolutely burdened on the follow course. Give me 1 second.
Because I'm monitoring the
Mm.
sensors to try to help make your job easier,
Yeah.
James.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you'll hear as things like are changing on the sensors. Tomasso's calling things out. He's like, confirmed shuttle launch on intercept, high burn.
Why?
So,
What do they?
as a question to
Yeah.
you, Luke, what all else is in the cargo hold?
Just the
Just the prototype?
the prototype, yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, if there's
Um,
extra cargo, we can always vent
8,
that
9,
airlock out.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Uh-oh, he's rolling dice. I don't like this.
I mean, the people who are trying to burn after us have also got to deal with these G's.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
what I'm really counting on, not having to go to 5Gs right now.
Yeah, I might die if you do.
Well, you've got the juice, so
That's
you don't have to pass out.
one.
Well, I mean, he's about to run out of plot armor and start taking like the fatigue, the exhausted, and the injured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really not having a good time. down
No, he's
there.
not.
Oh, I'm not doing much better. I have a
was-
-1 con,
Oh.
so it makes the
What-
checks hard.
What's your fortune at?
Mine's down to 6.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you really aren't doing much better.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so
What's our pilot
the
at?
shuttle
10,
just
10.
Okay.
just takes off and is attempting to catch up to you guys. So let me just check the rules on changing G's.
Oh God, that
Um,
lethargy's gonna hurt.
So
I don't.
did they kick the shuttle out after us, and then the frigate is continuing on its original course, or chilling out, or are they both pursuing?
The shuttle is attempting to equalize. Not the shuttle. The frigate is attempting to equalize, while the shuttle is just like attempting its darndest to just like intercept.
To actually get to us?
It did like
Yeah.
a Star Trek flip and burn
Yeah.
to get to us. It's hitting
Yeah.
all those G's.
Give me 1 second. Spacious. Maneuver.
Yeah, the problem is like we're going one direction and they're coming in the opposite direction at an angle. Not
Right.
only are they going to have to catch up, they're going to have to drop all of their G's and then add 4 more to even
Yeah.
be equal to what
and the
we're doing.
shuttle-
And then they have to add even
So-
more to catch up to us.
Yeah, so the shuttle is like
Yeah, I rolled it.
yeah. So the shuttle is burning super hard to try to get to us. The frigate is like trying to catch the same heading, but not necessarily catch up to us right away.
4, 5, 6, 8.
And shuttles
7,
typically don't have as
8,
much fuel
14.
either, so that should be fun.
It's either going to catch us on the fuel it has, or we're going to out accelerate it. Like it's
Yeah.
fuel's
Tommy,
fine.
do we go faster? Do we shoot that thing? What are our odds here?
How
You're
are
the
you
grunt.
How are you two doing down there?
Still awake.
Yeah. How hard are these G's punishing you?
I pop some ribs.
Ow.
We can't go any faster, James.
Damn
You're
it.
gonna
Dave,
kill-
prototype.
You're gonna kill your passengers.
Oh, no,
So,
Nodens
so
already-
at this point, all James just heard was save the prototype. You're killing your passengers, and he's like, I don't get paid enough to think this hard.
Just
You're
hold
being
it, James.
paid to deliver the prototype, not the passengers.
I'm
Just
going to five
hold-
Gs.
You're doing it?
I'm good. I'm 5 Gs.
Can your
Okay, so
ship
we've
take
gotta
5
begin-
Gs? Can your ship take, like, real question, can your ship take 5 Gs?
I don't know.
I know we've been avoiding it for a while, but it's about time.
Uh oh. I don't know if I like the way he says that.
Yeah.
Well, so what do we got to beat this time?
13, I think.
Well, first we have to see whether or not he just broke the ship.
Well, I'm sure by now his when he gets close, Greta's
Yeah,
gonna
if
be
we
like,
hit a if we get a warning that
alert.
stress failure or something, structural failure or something like that, I'm not going to go with 5 Gs. I'm just going to hold it longer at 4.
Your ship only has 9 hit points.
Okay.
So
I don't know what that means, but like I mean I know what 9 hit points is. It doesn't sound like a lot, but I don't know what that means as far as how much damage it can take.
give me a second. Let's see. Fragile.
Oh Jesus, that's not a good sound.
Weapon,
I just heard glass
defensive
breaking, guys.
cover. Yeah, we're starting to take the damage here. So size, drive, weapons, qualities. Oh, qualities and flaws. Here we go. The good juice, but no, we have fragile. The ship is not as structurally sound as it should be, or perhaps once was. Reduce its hull score of that of a size category 1 below the ship. So fragile colossal freighter example is 3d6. That of the giant is okay. So actually, it's 2d6, so it's 1d6 health, and that means that you actually only have 3 hit points. Let me check what that means.
Hopefully it means we can survive 5 Gs.
I have a
Um,
feeling like you can't exceed the amount of G changes above your hit points, so I think we're capped at 4.
It's possible.
Yeah,
If I'm a
it's
betting
starting
person.
to get there. It's starting to get there. I'm actually gonna waive it to your decision. We will roll d6 if it's higher than the amount of hit points, then you start breaking a ship and the people
God.
inside of it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do
Or-
that if I can help it.
Yeah.
Like, at some point, I'm gonna have
Um,
to answer questions, and then those are questions I don't want to answer. So like,
Yeah.
You're
I'm
already
gonna
breaking
push it as
everything
hard as
down.
I can without having to be in that position. So if 4Gs is the limit, then that's the limit. We're just gonna have to hold
That's the
4Gs
limit.
for longer.
Okay, 4G's
Okay.
our limit.
Yeah,
So-
and I'm gonna
So
now
you're not
I'm
changing
gonna say that
velocity,
too.
so you
Like
don't have
it's
to do
gonna come
another
out.
check.
So I'm gonna put it out over the radio or whatever, and be like, we've got to hope. We just have to hope that they don't get 4Gs on us. We can't go any faster. This is it. Ship will break.
All right.
So
Let me
over the
see.
radio, I'm gonna be like, "Let me
James.
repair this damn ship when we land."
James,
All right.
James, just keep hitting your laterals to keep changing our course, but not hard enough to hit another G.
At that, so now you see he's tired. He's trying to type furiously, but it's like trying to type through molasses with the extra G's. So he's like setting up like this is evasive.io now.
Mm-hmm.
One day I'm gonna have listing lazily to the left.io.
And I'm watching for
Okay.
weapons so that I can try to like help him evade.
And yeah, we're gonna start doing some. Listing or not
Arbitrary
listing, but
business?
we're definitely doing the lateral thing.
Okay.
And then not just lateral.
Alright,
We're gonna hit the X and the Y axis.
Yeah, so this is the
Here
shuttle,
come the
by the way.
corridors.
Okay.
And let me see if any or all of the people survive this maneuver. Because they're going to be going.
Oh, this is for the shuttle that you're about to roll.
Yeah, so they're going at 1G currently in their intercept.
1G?
No, they're
Oh,
not. They're not actually. They're not actually going any G because they're not. They're not thrusting. They were just going idle.
Okay.
Mhm.
So technically, they are going transversal velocity means that they have to stop their velocity. Okay.
They're gonna have to do like 5G to catch up. 'Cause they
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
stop at their momentum and then hit 4G. God, that's gonna
Yeah.
hurt.
So
Because the shuttle's going to inherit the velocity of
Of the
the
ship.
frigate, that it'll have to
there's
dump
no
that before it can try
velocity.
to close on us.
it's not
Yeah,
velocity.
like it's on a
just,
coast course, but it's a
Delta
coast
V.
course in the wrong
Yeah.
distance, so
Yeah.
they're gonna have to double at least to get around back to where they want to go.
But that's fine. 'Cause,
And our goal is to just shoot right by.
yeah, I mean and
Mhm.
we're perfectly set up for that right now. It's just gonna hurt like hell to do it.
Just don't hit the
Okay.
brakes hard.
So they're in that proximity there. They just need to be one more proximity in. And then I get to do that. Okay. Give me a second.
Oh no, I don't know if I like this. Okay, that was a
And
low
so
roll.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me see the stat block here. Give me a second. Because now I have to see if they're gonna die or not.
If we're lucky.
So- Okay.
No more.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Oh shit, that's not good. God damn it!
Okay.
Where were those rolls when I needed them?
Really? Oh, there you go. There
That
they
guy
go.
is
They died
not
now.
doing great.
He dies. He
Um,
dies. Tell me he dies. Tell me that's their gunner.
Tell me that's their
Going-
captain.
It's the shuttle. There's not guns on a shuttle, man.
It's a pirate shuttle.
You're not trying hard
I don't
And
care.
last
There's no guns
one.
on a shuttle in
Jesus.
my worldview.
Okay. Okay, so that means that I need
Jesus.
to take 2 damage for that guy. 5 damage for that guy. And 4 damage for that guy. Okay, perfect. Well, we're good.
What about the guy that rolled
What
really
is that
bad?
shuttle's health?
What?
We don't
What's
know.
the shuttle's health?
We don't know.
Like, did it break trying to flip it?
No, it's rather new. Let me just check to see what I can get here. God, I have so many notes.
Yeah, welcome to being a GM.
I know. Spaceships, spaceships, spaceships. Yeah.
By the way, we're 30 minutes from ending. Just
Yeah,
FYI.
I'm just trying to finish this section and
You're
then
good.
that's it.
I just wanted to make sure you were tracking, so if
Um,
in case you want to do like a cliffhanger or complete a scene, whatever the case might be.
Yeah, so it does, and most of what you can tell, the shuttle is still going in the direction of you guys, and it does its Hail Mary, which is
I don't know what this Hail Mary is, but it better not be a missile my way.
it is not a missile.
Okay,
Don't
that's a
you
plus.
worry.
No, it's just gonna ram us.
I mean, we did
No,
have,
it's
we did get that.
it's not in ramming.
We did get that stunt to make it harder to
Yeah, the
like, hit the
-2.
ship with stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is not attempting to ram. It's not in any ramming direction or anything like that. But let's see here. How the hell does that work? Okay, whatever.
Never a good thing you want to hear the DM say.
I was just gonna say, you know what you can do if you really wanted to, you should be like, that's what the book says, and this is what I'm going to do instead. And try to follow close to it.
I'm just trying to do an attack roll against your ship.
Mother
using
fucker.
grappler ropes.
That's
So
gonna
I
be
meant-
under a lot of tension.
Yeah.
Like,
It's gonna suck
Not for
for
us.
everyone involved.
No.
For all involved, yeah.
Oh no, because that's gonna break us too.
I mean,
It might.
it'll be worse for their ship
a
than
lot
ours.
worse.
But both crews are going to suffer from the drastic change in direction.
I don't know if our ship is fragile, it might fall apart too.
Fragile is
Yeah.
just a trait that instead of being large, it's considered medium size or something along those lines. Even though it is
Yeah.
large.
I mean, if it
Yeah,
if it
but
does
a,
grapple us, then whatever it's connected to might tear off of our ship and vent atmo in that area. We're already suited up, but that's
Yeah.
attached to something in their ship. It might just pull that shit out, like you pull a fish hook out of a fish.
And,
It's gonna rip the winch out of their ship.
yeah.
All I can imagine is those poor idiots trying to tow something and it just pulls the entire rear axle
Actually,
off as they go.
I think if
They're
they
not
do,
trying to tow
if they
anything.
manage to get that grapple, I wonder if we do a sudden increase in speed, if that's gonna unhook their end of it.
Nah, it'll probably kill most of you.
Yeah, will you
Yeah.
be awake if you do that?
Yeah.
I don't know that I'll be alive, so
Yeah. At this moment here,
Oh yeah, what was your stunts like evasion thing? Was that like a -2 to hit us or something?
Yeah, it's not
it's a
even clear how to
-2 for
hit
them to
you.
hit us with. Hold on, let me pull it up. What was the? Okay. It is evasive maneuver, and it says until our next turn. Oh, it was only good for one turn, so it may not actually apply right
Okay.
now. It's up to Luke if he wants to let it linger.
Yeah, give me a second.
Because technically, this is like 2 or 3 turns later. It's up to you. Well, I mean, I
Okay.
also did. I mean, I haven't rolled it, but I also did indicate that I was attempting evasive maneuvers, narratively, if not mechanically. So it's up to you. It's your call.
Yeah, you did. I'm trying to. Okay, so let's see here. You don't have the phone. The phone has been disconnected.
I've also turned off James' phone,
Yes.
and I'm assuming that Jana's is probably just as well encrypted as mine.
if not
Oh
more
yeah,
so.
no, they're not. Yeah, they're not. They're not worried about that.
They probably only wrote his phone specifically because his was the one that took the malware.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause he wanted to get
Corporate
pizza.
espionage at its finest.
Yep. Because he wanted some pizza. Goddamn
Yep.
I was
burgers.
raiding the pizza place.
It would be really funny if this is Chevy.
If this is what?
Chevy.
Chevy.
Corporate espionage, man. We can be whoever we think it is until we actually prove it.
After he made his comment of like, yeah, he turned down a job at Chevy to work for Ford. It was like, it'd be funny
did
if Chevy
specifically
was still
point that
pissed
out.
about this.
Uh-huh.
It's Chevy. How dare you go work for our competition, you son of a bitch.
Yep. And then get the grant we couldn't get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I want a ruling on this right now by consensus.
Sure. We win.
Okay, sure. Okay. A hailing channel isn't necessarily sent across the solar system, right?
No.
No,
Usually you're
it's
targeting a
a-
specific individual to receive that signal.
You're normally looking for the IFF.
Well,
You
unless
hear-
they have FTL comms, which I kind of doubt, even if they
Yeah.
did hail on a broadcast, nobody else would respond to them in a timely fashion.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, a
Right.
wide open
But-
transmission.
Whatever
But
you're
the
doing with a dish, you're focusing it in a direction. And if you're trying to hit another ship, you're going to be pointing it at where you think they're going to be to be able to send back and forth when you're, far enough away that time is going to matter for the transmission.
And since I don't think our distance is any more than a light second, like if we're still within a light second is
Yeah.
300,000 kilometers. If we're within that distance, communication is
Oh
instantaneous.
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, so they could point a dish at us and send a hail.
Yeah. So they can absolutely hail us.
Doesn't mean we're going to answer it, but they could certainly send a hail.
Okay.
Doesn't mean we'll be conscious to answer it.
I mean, we're
Mhm.
awake right now. We could definitely flip them the bird. Listen, you passengers stay. You're fine down there. We'll handle this. Let the pilot and the grunt
Okay.
take care of it.
Look, the driver can't wait to flip this around on the soil for the Martian.
Okay, so just to be clear, if I from that ship sends a message to this ship here that you guys are in, the
Mhm.
would you be able to hear it, or do you have to accept the hail?
We probably
Yeah.
have to accept it in order to log and register the data.
Yeah, I think
Alright,
the only
well-
way, like they would have to basically do a general broadcast in order for us to pick it up and not.
I mean, it's a radio. You have to we'd know
Hit
that
the
there's a
button.
signal to receive, but we'd have to engage the computer to receive.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
decode it.
they would attempt to hail us, and then we can choose to receive.
Otherwise, they're
Hmm.
talking into the void because we didn't turn our radio on.
Or just
Basically, like
See-
making a phone call.
or we just turn the volume down and be like, "Fuck you guys, we're muting it." Go ahead,
So-
talk all you want.
The dilemma that you guys are in,
Uh-huh.
okay, to make this is they want contact with you.
Oh,
It's pretty
is there a
clear.
little red blinking light on my panel
Yeah,
indicating
you're-
incoming call?
No,
Yes.
there's no call. There's no call.
Oh, okay.
The problem is that they had spray painted things on their ship. They had sent you a message through the phone that you guys had destroyed.
I mean, it's disabled.
and
I could put it back together, but I don't
it's
really
disabled,
want to.
but you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. The
Yeah,
second
so
thing
they were
is-
trying to tell us to be quiet,
Hold
don't
on.
do anything.
Let
Yeah.
me explain.
So here's the thing.
Did we just
I'm
break the
at an
game
ab-
because we got scared?
No.
Just
You guys
relax,
are
let
you
him
guys are
explain.
so close to a TPK because they're just going to open fire on you and then go to the next person.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is maybe we should stop. Is that what I'm hearing?
I mean, you aren't making it away from this ship at this range with railguns.
I
At
think
this
at some
point,
point James is
they're
gonna look
trained
at
on you.
Tom and be like, "What do you want to do, man? It's getting kind of rough in here."
I mean, can I see on the sensors that they're charging their railguns?
Yes.
Okay.
Isn't there a merchant protocol on how to surrender to pirates?
It's probably something
Usually
like
you
just
stop
shut
the
everything
ship.
down.
Yeah, so I see that they're charging the railguns, and I'm going to take the drive signature, and I'm gonna send like our flight recording, like our route that we've done, and I'm going to plug in my encrypted phone, and I'm gonna look at James and say, their ship can take more G's, and they're charging railguns.
Pause.
Just to be
speed.
clear, you haven't sent anything anywhere, eh?
I'm looking at him and I'm saying like, yeah, cut speed, and then I'm going to try to send.
Yeah. When
I'm going to try to send an encrypted signal towards Mars.
when he says
That's
that,
got-
Okay.
I'm just gonna be like, "Fuck," and I'm just gonna back it off to. I don't know. Are you telling him to stop, or you want me to just cut it down to 1G again?
I just take us down to 1. We
Okay, yeah.
can't
Then
out-
I'll bring it back down to
can't,
1. Everybody can breathe again.
we
Literally.
I just look at I look over, you know, like we can't outrun those railguns. Their ship can take more stress than this one. We're not going to outrange them.
For a moment, like 2 seconds, the look in James's eye is like, "You want to bet me?" But then he's like, "Never mind." You definitely get the impression he's like, "I will fucking take you on that challenge," but just not right now.
And yeah, I will send that transmission towards Mars.
The turn is at 6, by the way.
Oh, that's nothing.
All right. All right, so you send the transmission of exactly what?
I'm going to send their drive signature. I'm going to send the sensor data from the profile of their ship and their lander,
Okay.
their shuttle.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm going to send the flight path that we've taken up to this point in our projected path forward.
Roughly,
I'm happy
where
with
are
that.
we between Earth and Mars? Are we like halfway there, or?
We're let me just check my notes because that was literally like 20 seconds of 30 seconds of something until
Yeah,
people
that was
started
like 30
passing out.
seconds of breaking bones.
Yeah, you are
Well, that's still like 30
16
seconds.
hours. Yeah, so
4
you're
Gs.
about 16 hours away.
Away from Mars?
Yeah.
We're definitely, I imagine, probably in international space, but probably super close to Martian space.
I mean,
It's getting there. They want you to stop.
Yeah.
yeah, take us down to 1G. We'll see if they'll take the charge off the railguns.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll bring it down to 1G, and I will be
Slowly.
somewhat... Yeah, I'll ease it back. It won't be a snap. Ease it back, and then I just
yeah.
like it's obvious that James is upset, but also like I will race a railgun round just to see what happens. I don't want the railgun. Like he's not gonna say any of this, but there's a look of like one day I'm going to race a railgun.
And lose.
Yeah, he knows
Oh.
that, but he's still like, but what if?
All right.
And I'll give
So,
them, I was gonna say I'll intercom to the 2 downstairs, or I'll use the suit comms, and I'll say their ship can hit higher Gs than us, and we're in railgun range. We're slowing down. It's we'll die if we keep this up. And as much as I know some of you are willing to die for this, your prototype will also die if they hit us with a railgun.
Yeah, I know. Do you have explosives?
I just look over at James like, do you have explosives on this thing?
I'm gonna look at Tom, and I'm be like, if we put all our gunpowder together, maybe from the bullets.
No.
I mean,
well,
you've got the
actually,
personal
I'm not sure if I would say
cannon.
that. I'd be like, I've got a couple of 10-round magazines of bullets. Maybe if we string
I'm
the
sure the
gunpowder together.
prototype has some variety of fuel cell.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
We have
what
a
I'm
reactor.
about to try to blow.
We have the
If
fusion
you-
Oh,
reactor.
no. I'm only going to
Okay.
try to break the prototype, not your ship.
Yeah, I just respond with, there aren't any that we don't make.
They're approaching. They grapple the ship. They
Fuckers.
align themselves to the air dock, which is the one over here.
Okay,
Where
during
would you like
all
to
of
meet
this,
them? Yes.
well, during all of this, I'm trying to like start cycling up the fuel cell in the prototype to just go boom as soon as they take it on
Okay.
their ship.
Okay.
'Cause it-
James is gonna
that is-
actively want to stop you just because of the damage that might cause the ship itself.
No, as soon as they take it away.
Oh,
hmm
Look, Nodens, like, make it so it's not usable. If we can drag this shit out, I sent a signal for someone to come get us. We just need to make this take so long that somebody can show up and force them to do something different.
I think Tom or James taps
Hey,
on the shoulder, and I'm like, we
how-
could take
Can
weightlifting
we-
bars
yeah.
and weld them to the airlock door. That will slow
So
them down
how
from
long
getting
does
in.
it take from us deciding to fall back to 1G and for them to actually make it to the airlock?
Probably like
It'll be a
5
couple of
minutes, maybe less.
Yeah. That's enough for me to send some commands to the prototype.
Okay.
Why don't you just go pull out the couple of important things, flush it down the toilet?
Like the
It's
right
like military.
Look,
It's like
it's
a police car
probably
size.
water resistant, and two, if they want them that badly, they're gonna have to go.
What
Can
you
I
act like
get
there's
a-
water in the
reclamation
space
system.
toilets. You act like there's water in the space toilets.
You get the
All right,
point.
can I get a roll for engineering,
Sure. Seriously.
please?
I mean, sure, I have that too.
While they're doing
Yeah.
that, James is gonna come down from the flight deck in kind of a hurry, and he's gonna go to his room and grab 2 of his 45-pound weightlifting bars, the big ones, and like head into the cargo bay. And then and that's probably about as far as he's gonna go, because at this point he doesn't know which cargo door or which airlock they're gonna come in.
They're coming in this way. It's
Right,
pretty
yeah, but
obvious.
like I don't know that until I actually see them, and that's gonna be too late to actually weld the bars onto that door.
Oh, okay.
James,
Um,
James, you understand that if we try to take that crew out or we continue to resist, they do still have the railgun option.
You said drag it out, and I thought, and I'm just gonna drop the weightlifting bars right there, so you just hear this clang clang. It's like,
Yeah, just make everything they ask take longer. Don't
all right.
may annoy them,
That's a
but not to the
16.
point. Not to the point that they go to railguns. All right,
okay.
So, while you're in the middle of that,
just be difficult.
I take the
Mhm.
5 minutes to go downstairs and start pulling
Mhm.
computer chips out and throw them all together in a grocery bag, so they get to play mix and match games to figure out where goes where.
Well, I said I got a 16 to roll.
Oh, that's
to-
gonna be so
And I got an
bad for you
18.
guys. Ah, all right, fine, whatever.
Look,
luck.
it's all there, and I shove it back in the cradle real quick. It's just not fully assembled yet.
Which computer chips from the prototype or from the phones?
I'm just taking out important looking chips from the prototype and putting them in a side box and shaking them up a
Oh.
little.
Okay, all right.
Like,
I know
like I'm
that
putting
look.
the
That's the
box
look of
back
a
in the
DM
crate.
that's just like, I don't know how to get out of this.
No, I'm already out of it. It's fine. It's not my concern. You actually you hear a knock on the door and what seems like a very muffled like
I'm standing there by the door, right? And I'm gonna be like, hi, just 1 minute, 1 minute. Door, and I'm trying to point and indicate that the door is jammed, and because I'm looking at Thomas and I'm like, he said drag this out as much as you can, and so then I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna start jigging the handle a little bit, like it's jammed. Hold on, sorry, it shitty chef. And I'll roll whatever stupid. I have a -1 in communication, so this will be great.
Oh, Jesus.
All right.
I'm standing I'm standing next to the ladder. I'm just
look at him at this point because we've had enough time to prep the boom, take the chips out. Just open the door, guys.
Yeah, we don't want the yeah.
All right, I'm gonna very
listen to
slowly.
him.
I'm gonna very slowly spin the little circular thing open, and then just like slowly, like it's super heavy, pull the door open.
They assist you with it.
Of course they do. I probably get smushed in the way.
So
Probably.
So 5 people show up. They are armed. One of them has a club, a couple has automatic weapons, and then a handgun or whatever. And there seems to be one of them that's pretty distinct, and they tell you to line up. And basically, the one distinct pirate-looking person says, "I'm not here to harm you. I am here for one simple reason." Where's that phone? It doesn't matter. All right, guys and gals, I'll say this clear and I'll say it once. You lot are heading to Mars, to Landris Nova, to the Social Development Council, of all places. See, we wouldn't be very welcomed, me and my friends. It's sad, I know. But the good news is you're going, and you can drop something off while you're there. It's not big, it's just a piece of software. You don't even need to know what it does. Isn't that great? But you might be asking what's in it for you right about now. Let me tell you, you all do as you're told, and maybe you get paid. Plus, we don't need to blow up this ship with you in it right now. Not if you understand. Looks around for a couple seconds.
No.
James
Ah,
is
great.
not nodding. He's kind of got. In fact, he's kind of got like a deer in the headlight look. He's like, none of this. He doesn't say
Outsiders
this,
on
right?
the
He's
ship.
just got this like. His look is just. None of this makes sense. What do you want me to nod for?
All right. Where is that piece of equipment? Where did the phone go? It
Oh,
says here
hold
that
on.
hasn't been
Can
uploaded.
I-
Hand him the pieces.
Well, it's only in it's only in 4 pieces.
Yeah, like I said,
Shouldn't
I
it only
just
be in 2
handed the
pieces?
pieces. No, she took the
What
casing, the
the-
circuit board, and the energy. So 3 pieces.
Can I try to roll maybe current affairs or something and see if I recognize this distinct person from a report or something?
Yes, please.
Can I assist him in any way? As I'm literally handing the phone to this dude.
Okay.
You can observe him.
I got an 18.
An
He won't
18.
need it.
Okay, so you don't know much about it, but there is a distinct symbol that I will leave in the Discord for a cliffhanger if there is going to be even a follow up to this mission. But whatever.
Oh, yeah, there absolutely is going. There's absolutely going to be a second session here. We got to know what the hell's
Okay.
going on.
All right.
We about died
so
for this.
Yeah, I crunched ribs for this. I got to get some sort of payout for it.
Say,
So he hands the phone to one of his assistants. They assemble it. They check it out. They radio something weird, whatever, to like they're inside the shuttle, and then they just throw it back to you, Nodens, and Noden. Okay. Great. Well, looks like the software is uploaded. I'll leave you to it. The instructions are on a text file next to it of all on one of your devices, which is this one here. Adios. And then looks at you for a moment longer and gets into the shuttle, closes the door airtight, gets out of there.
And James is sitting there going, what just happened?
Jana is sitting there right next to you, also having the what the fuck face.
So
I just hand my phone to the military, man. This is your problem now.
Oh, that's awesome. This is your shit now.
And I just immediately start putting the prototype back together.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
everything I took apart, you know exactly where it goes.
mean,
Oh,
Tommy
yeah.
just Tommy nods at your comment and takes the phone. He's like, "Yeah, this actually is kind of my fucking problem."
You actually say
by
that
the
out
way,
loud?
No, he just thinks.
Okay.
all right, so
and
what
by
did
the
you
way,
get from Yep.
I'm getting a new phone.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Mars owes me a
so-
phone.
Yes.
So what do you do? What do you do? You look into it. You find software in a text file. The software seems to have already embedded itself into the phone, so there's no real way to take it out unless you just like destroy the phone. But what do you do?
James is going to take
I'm
his
gonna-
weightlifting bars and put them back in his room and go back to the flight deck.
I'm gonna turn off the phone to start.
Really, you're not going to read the text file?
I mean, he said it's instructions, so I mean, I read the instructions, but I don't want to just like put it in my pocket and walk around with this thing where it could transmit. So yeah, sure. I'll
Did you read the instructions?
Yeah, I'll read the instructions.
Okay. So you can read it out loud, or do you read it to yourself?
I'm gonna read it to myself first.
Perfect. Hello, you've been chosen to participate in an exciting opportunity to dismantle the oppressive hold the inner spheres have on the belt. The software is quite versatile and neat. Connect your device or attempt to transfer funds to the intranet at the Social Development Council, and voila, it will do the rest. Please burn after reading. And you notice that the text file just kind of disappears moments after you read it.
And roll credits because he said the name of the title of the thing in the middle of the session.
I did it.
Mhm.
All right.
God.
Wow, we did all of that just to get a
To
text.
not get herself shot.
We did all of that just to get a bugged phone and to take it into a government agency of sorts.
Yeah.
Amazing.
There's a couple things to do there, but I don't know.
I'm definitely wanting a second
yeah.
session. I want to finish this mission now.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll read it after I finish reading the instructions. Like to myself, I turn the phone off, put it in my pocket.
Okay. All right. So I guess this is the
What the
moment to
fuck cat
say.
moment.
Oh wow. So closing statements.
Cat fang.
Anything? Anyone? Oh, cat fang. We got 2 minutes left.
Yeah. Austin, let's start with you. Feedback, outro. What do you got for us, man?
Really want to say, wow, I've cracked a few ribs over some geopolitical stuff.
Over some bullshit pizza shit that actually had nothing to do with pizza.
Exactly. Now I'm pissed off.
It's all your fault. You just had to write the review for that pizza place they had for that party. For
You
the...
told me I was too impersonal. I tried to be nice.
Rhodance, what do you got?
My poor character is now traumatized. Her first trip into space.
She's
And
gonna
she's
be the
been scared
Mr.
half to
Q
death.
from
Rhodance has a habit.
From A-Team.
Rhodance has a habit of characters first time out getting traumatized. What's going on here?
Hey, I mean, wouldn't you?
Yes. No, well, I mean, James is.
If you
James
get on
definitely...
a boat and you go someplace, and then they try to run away from pirates, who then turn guns on you.
Yeah. No, I'd be traumatized.
Come on the ship with weapons pointed in your face, and then do stuff and then leave. Wouldn't you also be kind of traumatized of the boat?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to save this game.
No. Go to games, and then
overwrite.
Games, save and load, and then click save game.
Oh yeah. Okay, I nailed it.
Kain.
All right.
What kind of feedback, outro stuff you got?
I just want to say that the Martian Marine took a total of 3 fortune damage from all those high Gs, like the proper Marine he is. But everyone else got fucked up by those high G maneuvers.
I failed that first roll. That was rough.
I passed them all.
The first one's the one that hurt me.
Yeah.
So that's fun. I like how some of the skill rolls work. I really like the stunts. I think that's very fun.
Yeah.
Stunts are flavorful.
Yeah, I do. I really
savory.
enjoy the flavor. Savory, yeah. I also like how we spent like fully half the session trying to escape the session.
Running away from
but you know
plan.
what? Like, in our defense, though, everything was like in character, and it made perfect sense in situation. Like, he's like, they're trying to blow the ship up and steal our shit. Okay, fuck it, I'm gone. Fuck that noise.
Yep. Which is funny because
from his perspective, the only thing of value on the ship was the prototype.
Exactly.
But it wasn't. It was where you were going.
Evidently, that's the best part. I love that. That was a nice little.
Again, in his mind,
yeah, I thought it was funny, and it also totally made sense with me on the flight deck being like, okay, we're trying. That ship's going to be able to pull bigger Gs than us. That's a lot of real gun. Yeah, okay, they're done. The military guy's saying you can't win this. Like, just back off the pedal, buddy.
Yep.
It's just going to be how it is.
Exactly. Luke, what do you got? Feedback, outro.
I mean, I'd like yours first, and then I can close it up.
Yeah, we can do that. I don't have anything necessarily specific or whatever. I definitely enjoy the show, and I definitely want to see where this particular story ends up, and I had a lot of fun with it. It'll be interesting if and when we get into any ship combat. I love my character. I'm having so much fun with my fucking almost autistic ass pilot. I'm very curious to see how all of this pans out and where everything goes from here. And then, I'm just happy to be here, man. I'm that guy. Yep. I'm the guy that's just happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad that it went off pretty good. I allowed for enough time with my read through this morning when I finally finished the script. There was actually like 5 branching paths, and then like you had kind of locked yourself into one of them, and then it was like, I'm gonna escape this path, and I'm like, oh no.
Oh, the joys of DMing. You
Yep.
never know where the
Yeah.
critical failure
Yeah.
comes from.
And
I like how impulsive James was about just like, fuck this, I'm out. When Tommy was like, hey, I want to do something clever. And he was like, nah, fuck this, I'm out.
so I'd like to hear your thoughts about what maybe like your downtime plans are for like the like going back to Mars, knowing what you know, and then we can like set up for like the follow-up sessions if there needs to be one.
I sure as fuck am not uploading this code.
Yeah, I
You
think
don't have to.
Like 110%. I'm just gonna be like, don't worry about this, guys. This is my problem, and just like have us go back and do our thing as normal, and just turn that shit into my chain of command.
yeah, I feel like that's really the only answer. And then as far as the rest of the trip, like I think it's just basically we're gonna go to where we gotta go and drop off what we gotta drop off, and then short of any other follow-on type stuff, James is gonna be like, all right, what's my next charter?
But
Okay.
I
I mean, I want to know more. Like,
without
I
some
am
sort of
curious. Like, I think
intervention.
James isn't necessarily curious about the OPA and what they were trying to get us to do, right? Or even if he's even
Was it the
aware of-
OPA?
huh?
Was it the OPA?
Well, whatever
Definitely-
it was,
yeah.
like because I don't know what was in
Yeah.
that text file either, and so James is curious about some of that stuff, but also it's not going to change a lot of his day to day unless something drastic happens. At the end of the day,
Right.
he's still got his own boss to report to with his ship, and hope that maybe he can get another crew hand on board.
Yeah, I think for Tommy, it's like do the drop off as intended, go to his office, turn in the phone to go with the transmission he sent, and then like try to find a way to interview like Nodens and Jana to see what else we can get to figure out like how did they know? How do they know to target us? Maybe like try to see if there's something we could do to follow up an investigation into the tomato thing. Like try to figure out where this hole was in our OPSEC. Was it through Ford? Like what happened here?
Probably.
Because this can't happen again. So
Good
Look,
points.
so Nodens is definitely gonna like score both of you like VIP tickets to this event.
All right.
Because
Well,
it's
I
like-
think that means that we are wrapping up. So as Omar says all the time, take care of you and yours. This world is a crazy place, and
It's
some
so
other
weird to hear
gibberish.
somebody else saying it. All right, yeah, we are gonna get out of here though. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the show. Hit all the buttons, and with luck, we'll have more of the Expanse next week. Maybe we'll have to figure that out here as a group after we close this out. So, stay safe, my friends. You know the rest. We'll see you next time.